Well, we should have just talked about that.
I guess we
Right,
could.
we
Yeah,
could.
everybody's
I
so
didn't even
quiet.
hit record or nothing.
Thanks a lot, man. We had some really good, funny
Really
things.
good
saying.
shit going on
I
there.
know.
Sorry about that. We were talking about Reno 911.
Mostly laughing.
You don't get to hear it all the funny shit that we were just talking about.
Yeah, you're out of the loop. Ha ha.
Yeah, you're out of the loop. You're in the loop now, but that's because we allowed you to be.
Yeah, just know you're here because we allowed you to be.
Maybe we'll just start recording before we start recording to have our funny shit right there, and we can put it on our what's that called?
Bonus material.
Bonus shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're actually really funny people. We're just really serious about our movies, though. No,
Dialed in.
we're really not, though.
Nah.
Like, this movie sucked.
I guess it depends on what movie it is. But
Yeah, it does depend. Yeah,
Yeah.
true. Because
Yeah.
some movies
demand respect.
some movies are fun to talk about. Like, we talked about Speed for 2.5
Oh,
hours.
I had a great time talking about
Yeah,
Speed.
we had fun talking about Speed. Don't ask us why.
Mm-mm.
And then we talked about Jurassic Park
Keanu
for the entire
Reeves.
length of the movie.
Because of Keanu Reeves.
It was mostly because of Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not because of the drug.
He
No,
probably that should
They're
be,
talking about Speed, not Jurassic Park. He wasn't
Oh.
a dinosaur.
that should be our thing on this podcast. Is that anytime
Or was
Keanu
he?
Reeves isn't in the movie,
He was.
Keanu
The
Reeves wasn't
dinosaurs
in
didn't
this.
look good enough.
Yeah,
Instead of Paul Rudd. We can get a
Keanu
little
Reeves wasn't in
sign
this
that says
movie.
"Where's Keanu?" Not in this movie. Sorry.
I'm gonna throw it in my review later, but he wasn't in this movie.
Yes.
You know, I listened to a podcast called Bad Movies Rule. And every episode, they talk about where they could fit Arnold Schwarzenegger into the movie.
That's pretty
and
funny.
what character he would be best to play in the movie. And
Oh,
what
yeah.
would be funniest.
Yeah.
And they've had some pretty good
Can we
ones.
please do that with Keanu Reeves?
They did that with, like, they did Twilight.
Yeah.
And they were talking about where they could put
Jacob.
put him in there. No, they were talking about making him Bella.
Comedy gold.
Yeah, so like
funny.
shit like that.
I would have made him like the main vampire dude from the fucking what the hell was that their little enemy?
I don't know.
You know what the hell I'm talking about.
I haven't even seen it.
I've seen it
any of
once
them,
and I
like-
laughed very
Yeah.
I keep
hard.
meaning to just because I feel like it's gonna make it.
It's-
Worth it
I feel
for
like
me.
it's like
It's
Twilight
so
is one of
funny.
those
Oh my
movies that like
God.
it's bad, but people didn't know it was bad when it came out.
Mhm.
Like I knew it was bad because it was fucking retarded.
Well, when
Yeah.
the source material
fucking
is bad, you can
sparkle.
only go up from there, I suppose.
They fucking sparkle. They don't blow up.
It's literally
bullshit.
so the lady that made it was a huge fan. Like was like, I guess whenever she did it, it was like kind of like supposed to be like fan fiction for 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
She was a huge 50
That's what I
Shades of
heard,
Grey
yeah.
fan and wanted to make this like sort of like I'm like how dumb. 50
Yeah.
Shades of Grey is retarded
And
too.
how did that get twisted into something about vampires?
like
that
what if 50
sparkle
Shades of
and-
Grey was with vampires?
In a vampire court. And vampires can't have babies, but they did.
It's retarded. I don't
She
know.
was human at the time, right? So,
But
maybe
one of
that's
them
how.
was a vampire, which still
I'm
doesn't make
lost.
sense to me, but we'll move on.
Yeah, because the sperm would be totally dead at that
yes,
point.
it would.
How do you go from like
How
taboo
does he
sex to
Get it?
sparkling
I mean, 'cause that requires
vampires?
blood,
I don't.
Right?
I'm
I don't know.
lost.
Maybe he has
I
to
don't
drink
know.
like a lot of
If
it.
they wanted that, just watch fucking
I don't
Interview with the
know.
Vampire. That's some 50 Shades of Grey shit, just with two dudes instead
This
of a
is
woman
true.
and a dude.
Yeah,
That's true.
that would-
Oh, they
yeah.
were all gay. All of her vampires were gay.
And that's
Anne
fine.
Rice.
You know, that's
Yeah.
cool.
that's
I'm just
fine.
saying.
Yeah.
It was so controversial
Yeah.
at the time. But in the movie, they couldn't really show that
They couldn't.
their
yeah.
relationship was more than
I think they
that.
show it more now in the series they've got.
I'm sure they do.
So, which is cool.
Yeah.
You know, show it like it is, man. However,
It's very interesting to see that playing out in the movie. Because otherwise, they did a really good job of like showing the book in the movie.
who was it that said
It's
they
just
hated the
strange.
movie? Was it? It was Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Said he hated being in the movie.
Yeah.
Wait, what movie?
Interview with the Vampire. It's a really good movie, though.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, Tom Cruise kind of stole the show in that
Fuck
one.
yeah, he
Like,
did.
He was bad.
Whenever I
living-
think of Lestat,
Sure.
he's who I think of.
Yeah, he was bad with
I
Louis, and
can't
he
think
was
of
bad with
anybody
her,
else
and-
as Lestat.
Oh, yeah. When they came out with Queen of the Damned, I'm like, what?
Yeah, that dude was not good. I don't remember his name.
Oh, Stuart Townsend.
Yeah, he was supposed to play what's his face from in Lord of the Rings also.
Who?
Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah, the Viggo Mortensen's character.
Who?
What the hell's his name? Stryker or whatever they call him.
yeah,
Striker.
Strider.
Strider,
Oh,
yeah.
Sure.
He was supposed to play him,
I was
but
going to say Aragorn.
I don't think
That's
they
his
let
name,
him.
too.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I know something.
It is Aragorn. Yeah, you're right. It is Aragorn.
Strider is his ranger name.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm
Anyway,
here for you guys.
welcome back.
Hello.
Check out them fucking socials down in the description. Is that
I'm
good?
blind.
Yeah, that was very musical.
little-
Maybe we should get some drums, like some fake drums to put where your fingers.
Bum,
when
bum,
you do
bum,
that.
bada, bum, bum.
Like Nutcracker.
We can make up a new beat every day.
I can't even rap it one time. Not that I'm good at
Well,
it.
we can do it. We can do it in post though. So like whatever his fingers do, we can make the drums make that noise. So he can make up the beat every week.
Anyway, don't forget to check out them socials and Merry Christmas to everybody.
I am very
To-
festive today.
Woo!
Karen
This'll
is
come out
wearing
on
her ugly
Christmas, won't it?
shirt.
Yeah, we're my
This is
ugly
about as Christmassy
sweater.
as I got right here.
This comes out on Christmas, right?
I look like I just
Are
came
you
from
I'll
a
have it up
funeral
tonight. I'll have it up tonight, probably.
Christmas Eve, guys. Merry Christmas Eve.
with a hat.
Merry Christmas! You got a new podcast from us. I also have
The
leg
Bonsai
lamp
Movie
earrings,
Ho ho ho.
even though you guys can't see them.
no,
but
I'm
they're
not.
like literally my new
I
favorite.
thought
I have
about-
a ring on too. You just can't see it.
I got a ring on.
I like your
I'm
ring.
just kidding. I don't have
Thank you.
I got
Do you like
one.
any
these?
piercings.
I do.
I got them for Christmas.
I don't have any
From one of
piercings.
my
Oh no, I
friends.
don't have any
Her
piercings.
name's
I thought we were
Andrew.
talking
Yours
about
are
rings.
Sweet.
technically pierced. I just don't have anything in them. I haven't had anything in them for a
Dad
few
says
years.
she looks just like Damara. Who'd you say Andrew looked like?
Who?
Andrew?
Who's Andrew?
Chick with the bangs. Who'd you say she looked like? The girl that looked just like that character. The girl that stayed the night last weekend.
Oh, your friend?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
Oh.
what?
Oh, Daria.
Daria.
She looks like Daria.
It's amazing.
That's who she looks like. She looks
She
like
acts
Daria.
like
That was my nickname in high school.
Daria.
Anyway, I don't have any internet stuff this week. I didn't feel like I was like, fuck it, it's Christmas. Why? And there ain't really a lot going on
Billie
right now.
Eilish is
I'm really
going
bad about checking
viral
the
right
news,
now
so.
because she wore the skin tight suit, and now everybody thinks that they could see her vagina.
Probably
I mean,
could. Who
I
cares?
gave you a few things, but it's all political
people
shit.
some people liked it, and then some people didn't, and then some people just need to stop spreading the picture around because I don't want to see it anymore.
I haven't seen it once.
I haven't
Nope.
seen it either. I don't really care.
Well, she's always on my TikTok page.
I don't
so
care about Billie Eilish.
I do.
She's
I like
cool, I
Billie
guess.
Eilish.
She makes alright music.
I like her.
I like her style. I think it's kind of neat.
It's different.
It's different, yeah. I like that
don't
she
give
wears
a fuck, Keisha.
Okay.
Jesus, rude.
I like that she wears like a lot of baggy clothes and shit. I mean, she don't bother me. Whatever.
She doesn't look like a skank all the time like some of the other artists.
Yeah, most of
Right.
the time I see her, she's
Yeah.
wearing baggy shit. all the
Yeah.
time.
She's not trying to wear skimpy clothes.
I mean,
That's
she's
the
got a little extra on her, but I don't see an issue with that either. I'm glad that's how she.
At least we know
Presents
she's not
herself,
yeah.
starving to death.
No, yeah, she's not a drug addict. We know that. Anyway, let's
Just stay away from all the Hollywood bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for now anyway.
I'm sure
Uh,
she'll be fine.
Let's go ahead and get into our creator profile.
Just vibing with this music.
I love it. All right,
What do you
anybody?
guys think it is?
Hmm.
No, I have nothing.
I'm assuming the girl played Sienna.
No, I thought about it though.
Hmm.
Keep
guys
guessing.
David
got
Howard
this.
Thornton.
Who?
David Howard Thornton.
No, I thought about him too.
Hmm. Okay, well I guess twice you're up.
There's all out of guesses.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're
Jason
gonna
Miller.
do. Huh?
She just said it.
Who? She said who?
Jason Miller. I don't know.
No. Jason Patric?
That's what
Oh, sweet.
You said Jason Miller. Jason
His name's
Patrick.
not in here.
We're not doing Speed 2 though.
That's. What are you looking at?
This.
That is not.
Born in New York City in the borough of Queens. Patrick.
He got the wrong
is
one.
the eldest.
Yeah, Jason Patrick.
Well, it doesn't say his name. Maybe you should put his name in the title. Didn't we do this last week where he didn't make a title and I didn't know who it was?
Does it
No.
matter? Just read the fucking thing.
No.
It's happened before, but I don't know if it was last week.
It happened another time and I got really annoyed. Jason Miller.
I'm not annoyed.
Are you happy or are you gonna fuck me up?
Is that directed at me then?
I'm guessing both.
It was directed at you.
I'm not irritated.
It was
She
directed
is.
at
She
you.
is.
It was directed at you.
I don't think she's gonna fuck me up. I don't really
Was
care.
Directed at
Could happen.
All right, go ahead and read it.
Excuse me. Who did he play as in the movie?
He was Sienna's dad.
Oh. Anyways, born in New York
Ew.
City, and
That is one handsome dude. Look at that guy from the 80s.
Oh yeah, back in the day.
Oh man, he was a
Mhm.
fucking.
he's no Keanu Reeves.
Those lips.
I don't know, man. He had some nice eyebrows, some pretty eyes,
Mm-hmm.
nice curly hair.
He's got
Mhm.
caterpillar eyebrows, and he's balding.
Who? Well, now he is.
Now, I mean, it's been what?
What is he like? Fucking 60?
Yeah, he's got to be because he
Yeah.
was what 20 in his 20s when he made
Yeah.
Lost Boys, and we were kids.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got to be
Oh, I
almost
love
60.
Lost Boys. Best parts at the end with Grandpa.
All right, go ahead
He's
and read
no
it.
Keanu Reeves.
Sure. Okay.
Alright. Born in New York City in the borough of Queens, Patrick is the eldest son and middle child of Academy Award nominated actor and Pulitzer Prize winning playwright Jason Miller and actress Linda Miller. And his maternal grandfather was actor comedian Jackie Gleason. He has an older sister Jennifer and a younger brother Jordan, and his half brother is an actor Joshua John Miller. His ancestry is mostly Irish with some German. Growing up in Upper Saddle River, New Jersey, he attended schools such as Cavallini. It's not funny. Where is it?
It's gone now.
It's gone now.
I wouldn't lie to you about it. It's gone now.
It's not.
Oh, no, it's not.
No, where is it?
It's hiding.
It's
It's
Watch it
hiding
now.
in the black.
You're getting closer to it. She's gonna have a heart attack. She's like literally gonna cry.
Me and Karen both saw it first. We were like,
I know.
It was
I
right.
was gonna say a word.
It
Why
was.
is it always over here? Why can't it go that way?
It was right behind your head.
Always right here.
Because they're attracted to fear.
Yeah, they can smell it.
Buckle up, Buttercup. You blow on it, it's going to make it come closer to you.
Ooh, a nice breeze. Let's go towards
let's
it.
see what it feels like over here.
My tablet turned off.
It was right behind you for a second.
Just crawling up the wall. And guess what? He didn't give a shit about you.
No, he just kept on
Yeah.
trucking.
He flinched.
I'm sure he did.
Mm.
He
Can you
smells
kill
your
it?
fear.
Can you just kill it,
I'm not gonna kill it.
please?
No, it's not doing
Please.
anything to me. How would you feel if somebody just come by and stepped on you?
If I was scaring the ever-living Christ out of him, probably nothing because I'd be dead.
He doesn't scare me.
Mm. She has a point
I do have one.
about her point. You know, to say like if she was dead, she wouldn't care either way.
Right.
I'll show you what one
Go,
would be.
just read.
But like,
He's not hurting anybody.
oh,
He fell. He's on the wall.
He's on a wall.
Oh, he's right here.
Yeah.
Come on.
There he goes. He down.
He's running right towards her.
Everybody on the podcast, you're going to see Madison run.
He's fine.
you can take this.
Her eyes are focused on a
What are you
spider.
doing?
You're putting yourself in a corner.
Yeah, but he's over there, and if he comes this way, he's gonna get stepped on.
Hey,
You want to
guys.
scare the shit out of her? Let her watch Arachnophobia.
Arachnophobia.
Eight-legged freaks.
You're making me nervous. Where were you at? I'll read.
Growing up in
By your foot.
where's he at?
I don't know where he's at. Growing
Better
up
keep
in
your eye on
Upper
it.
Saddle River, New Jersey, he attended schools such as Cavallini Middle School and the all-boys Catholic school, Salesian
This is our comedy
Roman
for the day.
Catholic Don Bosco Predat. My God, what kind of school is this?
Don Bosco Preparatory.
Preparatory high school. There's a lot of words in that though. Okay, in California, he attended Saint Monica Catholic High School,
You gonna flash it to death?
in Santa Monica, California. That's crazy. All right, so did you get it? Good Lord, you are fucking pathetic.
You're pathetic.
Uh huh.
At least I don't have a fear of balding.
It's not a fear. It's just real life.
Yeah.
Just is
I'd
what
be
it is.
scared.
Yeah, because you're a girl.
Guys, we just know it's coming.
Okay. You got a full head of hair.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Oh, you're fine. All right, career. After graduation, he was cast in the television drama Tough Love with Bruce Dern. The following year, Patrick was cast in Solar Babies alongside Peter DeLucy, Jamie Gertz, Lucas Haas, I think, James LaGrosse, and Adrian Pasdar, I think.
Yeah.
Within a couple of years, Patrick would reunite with Gertz in The Lost Boys and After Dark, My Sweet with Dern. After Dark, My Sweet with Dern. He co-starred with George. Oh my God, where did people get these fucking names? He co-starred with George Zunza.
I'd say it's Zunza.
So you're just as bad as me. I don't want to.
Sure, yeah. But there's who has two Z's in their last name?
People.
And they're both and before there's Z's, there's D's. Zunza. And Stephen Baldwin in The Beast. In 1987, Patrick had his breakout role as a teenage vampire, Michael Emerson, in Joel Schumacher's Lost Boys. The film was a critical and commercial success, and Patrick's look in the film drew comparisons to The Doors' lead vocalist Jim Morrison, and he was considered to portray the singer in the 1991 biographical pic The Doors, directed by Oliver Stone, which later went to Val Kilmer, which, I don't know, I guess they both kind of look like Jim Morrison. Like a little bit.
I don't know if you could cast Jason Patric the way he looked in The Lost Boys. I think that would have been more...
They would have had to have straightened his hair a little bit and things like that.
A little bit, but I think that it would have resonated a little more.
Maybe, but I think that Val Kilmer...
When he was hot.
I think Val Kilmer really captured the essence a little more. Like, I think he played the role really well. The way he played it was really, really good.
I've never seen it, so I have no opinion either way.
It's
but
good.
I know
It's
Val
a good
Kilmer
movie.
is an amazing actor.
In 1993, he starred alongside Gene Hackman and Robert Duvall as First Lieutenant Charles B. Gatewood in the movie Geronimo, an American Legend. His scenes in The Thin Red Line were cut before the film's release. He turned down the lead role in The Firm, which went to Tom Cruise.
I like that movie, too.
I don't know why he'd be turning down anything, dude. Like, you're not a big movie star yet. Like, take what you can get. Like, you know, he garnered excellent reviews for his performance in an undercover narcotics officer in Rush and Narc in 2002. In 2005, Patrick appeared on Broadway as Brick in a revival of Tennessee Williams' Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, opposite Ashley Judd, Ned Beatty, and esteemed character actress Margot Martindale. He next appeared on Broadway opposite Brian Cox, Chris Noth, Kiefer Sutherland, and Jim Gaffigan in a revival of his father Jason Miller's play, The Championship Season, which began previews on February 9th, 2011 and closed on May 29th, 2011. The play, written by Jason Miller, debuted in 1972 and won, among other awards, the Pulitzer Prize and the Tony Award. In 2012, he began filming the Civil War film Copperhead, but several weeks into the shoot, he was removed from the project by director Ron F. Maxwell for refusing to take instructions. His replacement was Billy Campbell. Why sounds like he's kind of difficult to work with.
Yeah. Well, that could explain why he hasn't had much work.
Yeah, well, he probably thinks, well, I can, you know who my dad is or something like that, you know what I mean? Personal life. Patrick began dating actress Julia Roberts days after she canceled her wedding to Patrick's The Lost Boys co-star and best friend Kiefer Sutherland. Wow.
Oh.
In June 1991,
Drama.
Scandalous.
Yeah, Patrick had been invited to the wedding, but was later uninvited by Sutherland as the date grew closer. According to Roberts, the
Man.
wedding had been canceled long before days before the wedding, as the press claimed at the time, and that it was a mutual decision on June
Doesn't sound like
14th.
Sutherland knew that.
Yeah, like Sutherland's like, what the fuck, dude?
He doesn't sound like he knew it all.
No, on June 14th, 1991, the day of what was supposed to be Robert and Sutherland's wedding. Sutherland moved out of Robert's Hollywood Hills house, and Roberts traveled to Ireland with Patrick. In July 1991, Patrick turned down a role that was originally set to be played by Sutherland in the Western film Renegades, in which he would co-star with Roberts, but the project fell apart following the cancellation of Roberts and Sutherland's wedding. Sounds like he just ruined all kinds of shit.
Mm-hmm. He came in like a wreck.
Yeah, no shit.
Miley Cyrus 2.0.
Patrick and Roberts broke up in 1992 after a decade without speaking to each other. Patrick and Sutherland reconciled in the mid-2000s and then co-starred on Broadway in a revival of Jason Miller's play that championship season in 2011, and they have been close friends ever since. Fuck you, dude. You took my girl.
No, when she was gone, then we would be friends again? Bullshit.
Right. Patrick then dated Danielle Schreiber off and on for approximately 10 years. During the relationship, they conceived a son through a vitro fertilization. They separated in 2012. Schreiber's attorneys argued that Patrick was merely a sperm donor, as Schreiber and Patrick had not married and the conception of the child was by artificial means. Therefore, they argued that Patrick had no custody rights. That's fucked up.
No shit.
Patrick sued for parental rights to the child, but lost the case at the trial court level. Following his loss in the trial court, Patrick lobbied the California legislature to give parental rights to sperm donors. The Court of Appeal of California, however, ruled that the California Family Code did not preclude Patrick from establishing that he was presumed a parent based on his post-birth conduct. In late 2004, he was legally recognized as the father of his son. His decision was upheld on appeal. Why would you do that? Why would somebody be a bitch like that? Like, no, you're not his dad, and he's got my fucking DNA. You know what I mean? Like,
It sounded like a mutual decision. I mean, if he could have proven that he had paid for some of the procedures or some of the aftercare or anything,
right?
then he could establish a familial connection that way, I would think.
Right.
But I also don't think, though, that it was very good of him to try and lobby for rights for sperm donors, because that opens up all kinds of a can of worms for one person, one case. Like, I'm not trying to say that he shouldn't have continued to fight for his son.
Right,
He
but
should
you're also
have, but
opening up a lot of
you're
shit.
including a lot of people in that don't want to be.
Yeah,
They went and did that to get money.
Yeah, they were just sperm donors.
Yeah, so like, if they wanted rights, then you've got families all kinds of upset because they got this kid through legal means thinking that they would be completely free of a baby daddy situation, and now they've got one. Or you've got the flip side of it where some person did this, and then they're like, oh, I don't have enough money to actually do this. And then they want to go after the sperm donor for child
Like,
support.
say, like a sperm donor finds out that the mother of his sperm baby is actually loaded with money.
Yeah.
Oh, now I
You
got free
just-
way to get some money now.
Yeah, you open up an entire
Or vice
can of
versa.
worms.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
there's
or the
all
other way
kinds.
around.
There's all kinds of ways to
Yeah, you
make
just
that
open up
whole
a
fucking
big
issue.
can of fucked up worms, man.
Mhm.
But I mean, I'm glad that he fought for his rights.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
for sure.
It
that
sounds to me
shows-
like they were together, and that was kind of the case. And
Yeah.
instead, I don't know why they wouldn't just do it the old-fashioned way, like
Well, maybe she was too old, or maybe, you know what I mean? Like, maybe there was, like,
there could have been
mitigating
complications for it.
factors.
Yeah.
But I guess my point is like, I'm, like I said, I was glad that he continued to fight for his son, and I'm glad that he got rights. But to try and include a bunch of people that had nothing to do with the situation, that's a little...
Right.
I think the reason why he did that is that was
He was trying to get that
the only
overturned
way
so that
he could get
yeah. No, I
rights
get
for
that.
his
I understand why he did it. I guess in my shoes, I wouldn't want to ruin potentially like
other
billion
families.
people's lives just because of my situation.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
All right.
would
Well, this is
exhaust other
probably a
things.
dumb question, but favorite Jason Patric movie?
Mm.
Solar Babies. No, it's The Lost Boys.
Hey now,
Never
Soul
seen
Babies
Lost
is a
Boys.
fucking masterpiece.
You should.
Yeah, I was just kind of waiting for it to come up in the box because I know it's in there.
No, I'm going to go with Solar Babies because I
pretty sure
really
it
enjoyed
is.
that movie.
Yeah, Solar Babies was fine. It's just not The Lost Boys.
Hold on.
Nobody knows about it,
Let
so
me see
you
if
know what?
I've
I'm going to
seen
go with
it.
All
Solar
right.
Babies.
Well, my favorite movie of his is definitely The Lost Boys.
That's fine.
It's like I said, kind of a dumb question, but
Hey, we had one person that said Solar Babies.
I'm going to go with something nobody knows.
Right.
okay. Don't state your opinion. Instead, just try to.
He
Be
was
different.
I enjoyed that movie.
He wants to be
Yeah.
hip.
Oh yeah,
No,
there you
I
go.
enjoyed
Your
that
favorite movie
movie.
of his could be Speed 2.
No,
Yeah, it's in the
No.
box. Lost Boys is in the box.
no, it's not. No.
No,
Wouldn't that be crazy if that's what I pulled this week?
that'd be funny. All right.
And
I've only ever seen Terrifier 3.
So I guess it's Terrifier 3 for you.
I guess so.
You seen Lost
All right.
Boys?
Let's go ahead and move on here and get into.
Let's talk about the movie.
whoop whoop.
Let's talk about that damn movie. All right, Karen, you got a plot synopsis?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to work up some energy here for you Christmas people out there, but I'm just
I
not
got
finding
nothing.
it.
5 years after surviving
Jingle
our
bells, jingle, you gotta bring up the Christmas
Jingle balls, jingle balls,
Anyways.
jingle balls.
You had
all
to
the
sing
way.
the one song that rhymes with balls or goes with balls.
I guess so. Oh, what fun it is to rock.
That
ride
just shush.
And a one horse
Santa
in
sleigh.
the back of Santa's sleigh.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it works.
That was a good one. We should make up like a band.
A band? Let's make up a band.
Okay,
We
we
should
can
make
make
up
one
like
up.
a band or something.
The
guys.
sex Christmases.
The sex ornaments.
Sexmas.
Sexmas.
We don't even have to be popular. We could just be ourselves.
I'm pretty
We're
popular.
not going to get very popular then. I wouldn't even put any effort
What are
into
we
that.
doing on here then?
Well,
Having
you
fun.
know, we're talking to like 3 people.
And
It's
being
always
ourselves.
nice. 3 people being the people I'm sitting
We
here
could
with.
turn the podcast. We could turn the podcast into a band.
The podcast into a. I don't
Yeah,
think
she's got the bells. He's got. Well, he
I ain't
can
got
stay
shit.
silent.
That's right.
He's just there. And then you can come with the lyrics and sing them, I guess. And then I'll be your echo. Like, you can see jingle bells. I'll be like, bells, bells, bells.
you're the backup vocalist.
But you do know that they actually make like mixers that can do the echo thing.
Yeah, but you need it to sound higher and more like me because I sound great.
I'll play the cowbell.
So why aren't you doing the vocals then?
Because I'm a great backup.
I'll play the cowbell. And you can
Yeah,
have the
sure,
tambourine.
There's
And
logic.
the bells don't make any noise.
And then
They're
Dad will
just
get
for
jealous
show.
because all the attention is on me. It's just best if we let him lead.
Like I
That's
said,
how annoying
No.
it would be if those bells did like jingle every time I moved.
It'd
Do
be
they jingle
annoying.
every time?
That's what I
you
said.
move?
Can you imagine how annoying that would be?
said I'll take the cowbell. And you can have the tambourine. There you go.
Yeah, we can get you a triangle.
That's fine too. We
Jingle
need more
bells
triangle.
ding, jingle bells ding, jingle all the way. Eric, that's your cue. You got one job, man.
I'm gonna write it out.
This is not going to
Yeah,
work.
that's how the song goes.
That's all I got to say. This is not going to work. I quit the band.
I am coming.
I
up
think
with
I'm
it.
gonna quit, too.
No,
I think I wanna quit the
stop. I
band.
came up with a solid plan, you guys.
We don't even have a band name, and I already quit.
It could be the Bonsai Movie Crew sing along.
What?
I feel like I had that videotape when I was a kid or something.
He had the singing teddy bear.
Yeah.
That's the name of the band, the Singing Teddy Bears. AKA the Bonsai Movie Crew sing along.
Oh my
Those
God.
things are fucking
You guys are
terrifying.
fucking stupid, man.
You just don't
Like,
like the
you're
happy-
stupid. I'm sorry.
Like the Happy Tree Club, except
What?
or the Happy Tree Friends, where it looks like one thing but it's another.
It's another, yeah.
Yeah, so those
Oh,
things are
man.
terrifying. You put a little cassette player in it, and then they start fucking moving their mouth and
Teddy
singing.
Ruxpin.
Yeah,
He says he wants to go with you.
no,
Or the Furbies.
I fucking hated the Furbies.
Yeah.
Allie's got one.
Jess had like 15 of them. So every time I go over there to spend the night, it's like, can we put those in a box or something? Maybe
Can we
Maybe
go
in the
bury those
closet?
in the
Yeah.
backyard right now?
Bury them.
I think it's proper time. It's 2 o'clock.
Do you have
in
a
the morning.
fireplace by any chance?
You wake up the next morning, you see one's all covered in dirt, just looking and staring at you.
I'm never staying here again. Fuck this.
Covered in dirt.
Oh man.
Your dog's missing.
Oh, jeez.
Or what would be really funny is if the dog actually dug one up
And just put it right
and put
there
it in
front
the
of you.
bedroom because it was chewing on it,
Because
and
it
then
thought
you
it-
wake up
because
and
it-
you just see the one there
because
with
it
the
thought
dirt.
And
You're
it's all slobbered and like slimy looking. Like, what the fuck?
It's oozing.
All right. You got that plot
yeah,
synopsis?
I do. It went away though. Hold please, your call is very important to me.
Eh.
5 years
Don't
after
lie.
surviving Art the Clown's Halloween massacre, Sienna and Jonathan are still struggling to rebuild their shattered lives. As the holiday season approaches, they try to embrace the Christmas spirit and leave the horrors of the past behind. But just when they think they're safe, Art returns, determined to turn their holiday cheer into a new nightmare. The festive season quickly unravels as Art unleashes his twisted brain of terror, proving that no holiday is safe. 2 hours and 5 minutes. Sienna Shaw, Lauren Lavera, Art, David Howard Thornton, Samantha Scavidi, Victoria Hayes, and Elliot Fullman played Jonathan. And I think that's about as far as I'm gonna go. Yeah.
All right. We're going to go around the table. Would you watch? Would you recommend? And do you think it is a Christmas movie?
Yeah, we have
Bonus question.
Madison.
Yes, I would watch it again. I feel like this is something that my friends would want to watch in a sleepover or something. Or if someone comes over, they'd be like, hey, you want to watch a scary movie? I'd be like, you want one with a lot of gore in it? Or like just a scary movie?
You got options.
Yeah, I'd recommend it, I guess, to horror fans mainly. And I do believe this would be a Christmas movie. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to say yes, I will watch it again. This is my second time seeing it. I would recommend this movie to a small crowd. I mean, honestly, I would recommend this movie to anybody because I want to see if they actually watch it. Just like the other ones before it. I would just see if they want to watch it. Because this movie is not obviously for the faint of heart. It takes a few more steps in the fucked up category than the other ones didn't. You know what I mean? Like, you know, killing a couple of kids.
Yeah.
A lot of kids.
Also, there's a lot of like religious like stuff in this movie that they just don't.
symbolism.
Yeah, and they're like, well, not only that, but like it's very sacrilegious in some parts, and we'll get there eventually. But I think that people are overreacting about it. But yeah, I think this is a Christmas movie. I believe that this is a Christmas movie. I have my reasons. I have reasons.
I have reasons.
Yeah, I've got reasons for believing that this is a Christmas movie.
Just like people have real reasons for their religions, so reasons.
No, I mean like reasons like other movies that are Christmas movies that are horror movies also. This falls into that category of like Silent Night, Black Christmas. You know, this falls into that kind of
Krampus.
category. Well,
That's a horror comedy kind of deal, but it still
Krampus
falls
is
into it.
more into Christmas though, because Krampus is a part of
We
Christmas.
watched
That's
a
true.
movie with
So-
Krampus in it last night.
Yeah, we watched Red One.
So did we.
Yeah,
was
so did
good.
I.
It was good.
I liked it,
I liked it a
actually.
lot. Yeah.
I feel
we
like The
should've
Rock
done
was kind
that.
of phoning it in a little bit, but the rest of the movie was solid.
Maybe in some scenes, but I thought that was probably one of the best performances I've seen of him in a long time.
I think it was only the reason why I think that is because he was very one note in the movie, but that's The Rock. Also, I think that was kind of his character too, to be kind of like dry.
I just felt like I got a lot more not motivation, but like emotion I saw more emotion in this movie than I've ever seen in any other one.
True.
Especially
That
at
he
the
was
end.
willing to take an ass whooping.
Yeah, he got his ass kicked a few times, which
Yeah, I
you know, he
liked it.
doesn't really like
Especially
to do.
by Krampus. That was great.
That was amazing.
That was great. When we
Krampus
hit
was,
that
I
wall.
think
Slapped the
Krampus was the
shit
best
out of me.
fucking character.
He
in the movie.
was.
Yeah.
He was.
So.
Yeah, it was really good. I liked
love
it.
this game.
It's my favorite game. So for me, I would watch again. I would recommend. I don't care who I'm recommending it to. If you can't get over the fact that it's a movie, then fuck off.
That's me
But
too. Like if you
the
watch
thing-
it or don't, it's up to you.
The thing about the Christian symbology being whatever,
It's got its place in this movie.
well, it's not just that. My thing with that would be, I'd look at people and say, well, one, it's a movie. Two, you're depicting humans doing that.
Yeah.
It's not like it's, you know, some kind, and they're
It's
also supposed to be
fictional.
demons there, right? So, like, if that's a thing, then why wouldn't there be that kind of thing going on? They're literally trying to.
That's where I was at
upend
with it,
people-
too.
Yeah, like, I don't care. It's part of the imagery in the movie for a reason.
It's
And
one of
if
the main
if
complaints
was
that I
just-
saw about the movie.
If it was just there and it had no relevance to the story or the plot or anything like that, I would say, yeah, that's bullshit. You're just doing it to get people, get a rise out of people, which I would have a problem with. But they really were using that as part of a way to drive that plot.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with it.
I really liked that they did that.
I thought that it.
I thought it fit the movie and the tone.
Yeah, I think that it was pushing
Between it being Christmas, them also sort of being demons, essentially is what they are. It makes sense that they would do
Well, one of them is
sacrilegious
a demon.
things.
or
Huh?
something. One of them is a demon.
I
or
believe.
something.
Well, they're both demons, technically.
Jonathan said the little girl was a. We'll get into it anyway. But
The
no.
okay, hold on. The little girl is a demon, but they also say that Art was a serial killer who, when he died, and this has already been confirmed, that when he died, his body was taken over, Essentially, he
what's
was
the
brought
little
back,
girl?
and he's being controlled by hell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's him. Art is Art.
Yeah.
But she's the demon. So there's. only
Oh,
one
yeah, I
demon.
see. Okay, yeah.
So
I would call him a demon too. he's part of hell now.
he's something.
Mhm, kidding.
But no, I don't think it's a Christmas movie. I think that a Christmas movie, it has to be Christmas for the plot to happen. The only thing that Christmas lends in this story is to give you that extra punch in the face that this is awful. That
Yeah.
these awful things are happening to people, and it's Christmas. Yay! Like
That's
that.
what Christmas
That's what.
is about, though.
But that's what Christmas is the backdrop for. You don't need it for the story. So that's
Gotcha.
where I'm at.
Hey, those little kids wouldn't have been in that mall if it wasn't for Christmas.
There's a lot of things that wouldn't have happened in this movie if it wasn't for Christmas.
True.
So,
But Art could come back at any time. It didn't have to
Right,
be
yeah.
Christmas for him to come back.
and John McClane could be in the Nakatomi Tower at any time for any reason,
But he was there because it was Christmas to visit his family.
right? And he was in the mall because it was Christmas, and he was at that bar.
We've determined
and
that-
killed Santa because it was Christmas.
But he came back. Why did he come back? That's the entire
I
driving
don't know, maybe it
force
was
of this
Christmas.
Didn't those guys go in
It
there
doesn't have
because
to be
of something
Christmas.
to do with the weather?
Hmm?
Why did those guys go in
No,
there in the
I
first
don't know.
place?
They were just, I don't know.
No.
They're the ones that woke him up.
It doesn't fit my criteria for it to be a Christmas movie or the criteria that is laid out for it to be a Christmas movie.
I think that he woke up because Sienna came back,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sienna
Oh,
came
yeah.
out of you know,
hiding or
yeah,
whatever.
and so like it was time to play. She thought she was getting better. Jonathan had moved on. It was time, but it didn't have to be Christmas time. So I think Christmas is just an extra shot in the stomach to give you that extra like, oh, this is really awful because it's Christmas time, and you know, oh, this little girl's gonna lose both her parents, and it's awful because
These
it's
kids
just
died.
that extra more
Those little
awful
kids died.
because it's Christmas time. That's the only thing that I think Christmas lends to this
You think
movie.
that little girl in the very beginning died?
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I thought so too.
So
Why would he leave her alive? He doesn't do that.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Especially after seeing him kill that kid.
Yeah,
He did not leave her alive.
he don't care.
I think that that this
He
movie
waved
could have
at her.
taken place any other
I don't
time,
know.
but it just so happens that she got out at Christmas time, and I think that they chose Christmas time for the backdrop just to give you that extra punch. That's it.
Yeah.
You're up.
All right, so let's say this. Will I watch again? Probably not. Probably not.
I don't blame you.
will I recommend it? Yeah, I'll recommend it to, big time horror fans, big time Terrifier, Art the Clown. If you like lots of gore, oh yeah, I will recommend this movie for you.
Heidi ho.
And as far as Christmas goes, yeah, it's a Christmas movie. The plot of the movie is behind Christmas. So do I feel like Karen said, do I feel like did it have to be? No, but the movie is based around Christmas. So
That's how I feel about it too. Like it's not. I know where you're coming
But
from.
I thought that was the criteria. That was the
well,
criteria.
sort of, yeah. But I mean, this feels like a Christmas horror movie, though. You know what I mean?
Just because of the lights and the backdrop. It's there
because
for a
of
reason.
Christmas. Like she even goes and gets her sword and wraps it in a Christmas present.
Yeah, to hide it.
I know, but like it feels like a horror Christmas movie.
Everything and I think happens.
And it's not because that it's Christmas, because I mean, yeah, you're right. That's the backdrop, but it's also because Art walks around literally throughout the entire movie in a Santa outfit and carries a sack on it, a red sack, and all these things. Like it just feels like a Christmas movie.
No, it's just Art making Christmas horrible because that's a bigger gut punch.
Maybe
that's all. That's all.
I don't know.
It
It
is.
feels like a Christmas movie.
Damien
to me.
Leone could have taken this movie and given it any backdrop in the world, and it still would have been a Terrifier movie. It still
Right.
would have been gory. It
Yeah.
still would have been Art coming back and dealing with Sienna and her brother and everybody else and being a general asshole. He could have put it behind any backdrop in the world. He chose Christmas because he wanted to make it just that much more horrible for people to watch.
Yeah.
That's the entire point. But it could have happened at any time. It
But-
didn't have to
True,
be
but-
Christmas.
He did choose Christmas though.
Mm-hmm. But it
So
doesn't have
if
to be
it's Christmas themed, doesn't it make it a Christmas movie?
No.
I mean,
No.
Kevin McAllister's parents could have left him at home at any point.
Yeah.
It just happened to be Christmas.
Because they were going away for a Christmas trip.
Could have been any kind of trip though.
That's what we're saying. Like I get it's a stretch, and I get where you're coming from, but it feels like a Christmas movie to me.
I mean, okay.
I even Googled it, and Google was like, "Yeah, it's a Christmas movie."
It's a. I think it's a stretch. I think that it's taking.
We'll get more into it as we go. We'll talk more about it.
That's all I'm going to say about it.
I mean, it's just an opinion anyway.
That's-
So
It is
Everybody's
100% an
got it.
opinion. I mean, like you could call fucking. I mean, the first and second movies were supposed to be Halloween themed movies. Technically, they were at a Halloween party. That makes it a Halloween movie. But even still, though, it was Halloween. Hold on, I got.
It's a lot harder. It's a lot easier to identify Halloween movies though, because if something doesn't happen because it's Halloween, again, it's the same criteria.
Right.
So
and
you wouldn't have a
that's
Halloween
the thing
party
is the
unless it was
second one
Halloween.
takes place during Halloween, but it doesn't matter that it's Halloween because the same events could have taken place regardless.
See, I always assumed that the reason it came about around Halloween in the second one was because it was like,
That was his time.
Right.
yeah, it was his time. Like that's like his hibernation period. Into
Technically,
like, you know
that's
I mean?
what I thought of it too. Like that's one thing that throws me off about this movie is that
And I don't feel like the second one is nearly as Halloween centered as the first one.
oh, for sure.
So like it just doesn't feel like a Halloween movie to me.
it's
I
supposed
guess.
to be though, because I mean, if you remember the original,
No, I know she
art,
goes to a costume party. And
well,
all
the
that.
original art was on All Hallows Eve,
Mhm.
which was the original
But it
movies.
wasn't All Hallows Eve. I thought the same thing. All Hallows Eve is not the first movie that Art was in.
What was it?
It's in trivia.
Oh, I'm just saying, like, I don't know, man. I think that it's a large criteria, and I'd say it's all opinion based. Obviously, it's all
yeah.
opinion based.
That's why I said I'm. This is all I had to say about it. Was that
Like what it comes down
doesn't-
to, though, like Die Hard is an action movie, hands down, action movie. Like this movie is a horror movie. It's Christmas.
If you go straight
Christmas
genre,
theme,
if you
yes.
give one genre to each movie, even Christmas movies, so to speak, you're going to have to pick something outside of the holiday.
Exactly.
So
And that's where, like, this, without a doubt, and in fact, is a horror movie. Now, whether you think it's a Christmas movie or not is just up to your opinion. Do you think it's a Christmas movie? Some people, like Karen, might think, no, it's not because of this reason and this criteria. Christmas doesn't have to happen for this movie to happen. Whereas me, it feels like a Christmas horror movie, so it's a Christmas movie to me. Just like the first two Die Hards are Christmas movies to me. Christmas didn't happen to have to happen in the second one either, but it did, and it was a Christmas movie to me. I mean,
well, he was
technically.
still doing something because it was Christmas time.
That's true. He was traveling because it was Christmas.
Mhm.
But, like, I feel like, like a lot of things in this movie wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Christmas. She wouldn't have been at the mall. He wouldn't have been at the mall.
But those are pushed into
Those,
plot,
I know, those
you
are just plot points. They're
Mhm.
not exactly the overall plot.
And to your point, Madison, about the trip thing for Home Alone, then it wouldn't be a Christmas movie.
I didn't make that point.
You said that it could have been any trip that they were going on. I thought that you said that. I'm just saying, then it wouldn't be a Christmas movie either. Like, that's the whole point. Is that Christmas has to happen for...
Did I say that?
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I think
sure.
you did, yeah. I said it too, but you said it also.
So then it wouldn't be Home Alone. It wouldn't be a Christmas movie.
That'd be Home Alone. It just wouldn't be a Christmas movie.
Right.
That's
They
what
should do a
she
Home Alone movie
just
where it's not
said.
Christmas.
That'll be.
Oh, wait, they did, the third one, yeah, the
Yeah,
third
because
one.
the kid was just sick. He was just home from school because he
Yeah,
was
that's
sick or
true.
something.
But it was around Christmas time.
Was it still the
I don't
same
remember.
kid?
No.
I didn't think so.
It would be
Anyway.
very funny to see a 13-year-old at home alone.
Yeah.
Mm.
What do you think he'd be doing?
Yuck.
Anyways,
All right,
Lots and
you wanna
lots
read?
of tissues.
you gonna let me read?
No.
I guess.
Oh no, is that
You're
spider
gonna
gonna
freak
let
out
you?
about a spider again?
That's not what I was talking about. I meant just stop talking. I'm kidding.
We'll
She's
see
not
if the
bad.
spider
I
will
love
let you read it.
The film opens in present time. Art the Clown invades the home of a family during the Christmas season and brutally murders them. 5 years prior, after being decapitated by
Sienna.
Sienna Shaw, Art's headless body makes its way to the asylum where survivor Victoria
Hold on.
Hayes...
It just completely just ran right over that whole first sequence of killings. So, why did he kill that family?
Because he's Art.
That was
I know,
actually
but-
after he got away from Sienna. Because remember, it said that it was 5 years earlier or whatever, and then it was like it broke away from
I
that.
know, but what I'm saying, I know it's in present day, but like why?
Well, why did he kill
He-
Santa?
He got away from... Yeah, like why?
Well, because he was
What do
just
you mean, why?
passing by and happened to see Santa.
Maybe
Yeah.
he just happened to see them in their house. Happened to know that happened to see that their door
Just
was
weird.
unlocked.
Like, I feel like up
I
until this
assumed it was
point,
after he got away from Sienna because it says that it was like, oh, by the way, here's this or whatever. So, like, after he got away from Sienna, that was like his first kill or whatever. I assume. Why? I couldn't tell you.
after he gets away from Sienna.
Because he got out the window, and then there was like at the beginning when they show that scene with the family, and then it says like 30 days later or something like that.
No,
this
he
is
killed. He
5
killed
years
the. He
later,
killed that family
after he killed Santa.
after he killed Santa.
Oh,
Hmm.
It was.
I don't know.
That was. Yeah.
I thought that there was like a little thing there that said that like a week later or something like that to show
No.
Sienna
It
getting
did
out.
that.
Well-
and then it went back and it said 5 years prior, and then it went over everything that happened before,
Yeah.
and then it jumped back forward to now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
said
what I'm saying.
present
So like he killed the family, and then it says a week later, and it shows Sienna getting out. So the
No,
first
because
thing
it shows the family, him killing the family, and then it goes back, and then it says 5 years earlier, because it went back in time right after that scene to when they killed.
Whenever they cut off his head.
Yeah,
The
when they
cop
cut off
went
his head,
down there.
and then from there it says present day.
Okay, maybe that's where I got it flipped.
Yeah,
So
it doesn't say.
I don't know.
It
I
doesn't
don't
say
know.
where like this family killing is canonically in the movie. Like it doesn't say. So
No.
I'm like,
For some
he's got-
reason, I thought that it said a week later after the family, and I was thinking
It
that
does-
was
no,
like that
I never
was his
saw
first
that.
kill or whatever.
like
but yeah,
because
you might-
that's why I'm
that's
confused.
fine.
Because I'm like, okay, so he's got the Santa suit, so it'd have to be after he killed Santa.
Yeah.
But he's not wearing Santa's beard.
Yes,
I don't
he
remember.
was.
Was he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was after he killed Santa, but it would have to be before he killed, or he invades Santa's.
So
Aunt
what
and Uncle's house.
what I think happened was he killed Santa. He did the mall thing, and then he killed that family. Because if you
He's
notice,
asking why though.
well, I'm just saying, like I'm saying in the progression of when it happened. So I'm saying he killed Santa. He went to the mall, did the mall thing, because his suit wasn't bloody yet.
Right.
So
See,
then he went and killed that family.
My
and
question
then
is why? Because everything he's done
has a
from the
purpose.
point from when he first died in the first movie and came back as like this possessed evil piece of shit.
I think
What-
he's more like a puppet,
Really, yeah, exactly. But everything has been for a purpose.
which I
Everything
didn't
is-
like, if I'm being honest.
Well, like that
Yeah.
he's a puppet.
That he's a puppet. That he's not in charge. That he's
Yeah.
Art was way cooler when you just
Thought he was just a serial
a
killer.
random.
Yeah.
He killed it at random.
yeah.
I just don't understand, like, because everything he's done, like I said, has been. There was a purpose to it.
Until
Everybody he
Santa.
killed was getting to Sienna. That was the whole point. And this family is just completely random. It makes
Well, I guess even
there's no
killing
explanation
Santa,
for it.
he showed up at the mall and posed as Santa, and he was able to blow up those kids that way. So if you think about it, killing Santa had a purpose too, because he ended up running to
he
Sienna
he
there.
was just trying to bring attention to himself. But I feel like that was a lot of heat.
Mhm.
he does. He takes on a lot of heat in this movie.
Yeah, but
I think he just feels
they wouldn't have been
invincible.
able to find him. Like, I know that they can't keep him. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like there should have been a scene where he was like in jail or something and showing him getting out, because that's a huge thing for him to have done. For them to be like, oh yeah, get the hell out of here, you crazy
Yeah,
clown.
some actual clown walking around in a Santa outfit. Like, you're gonna spot that guy.
Well, yeah, and then he blows up a bunch of kids, and then you hear on the news that the suspect got away when the security threw him out. Like, he was literally standing there when they blew up.
Yeah, but they're saying like they threw him out before the explosion.
He was standing there when it exploded. Art was. So literally, like, they go, oh shit, all them kids are dead. Come on, motherfucker, you're going with us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it made absolutely no sense.
You know what
Not
the
to
best part of
mention,
that
you think
scene?
a
We'll
mob
get there. We'll get there.
Oh,
A
yeah,
mob
yeah.
would tackle his ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, if I seen who did it, man, you wouldn't stop me.
Mm-mm.
Especially when they're laughing about it.
Yeah.
Laughing silently is even worse than like cackling too.
That's one of my favorite things about him, though.
His silent laugh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. My favorite scene in this, I think it's the second one, or maybe it was the first one, where she causes him a lot of pain or something like that, and he's like,
Yeah,
I love
like
that.
Wasn't that the first one?
That was in
I
the
think
second
it
one.
was-
It was
was
the
yeah,
second
it's
one.
second one.
Yeah.
Or no, it was
It
the
was
first
one.
one. Because he was tracing her through the those catacombs or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Through
right,
that
yeah, because
basement.
it was Victoria.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he flips her off.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, I love that. That's like one of my favorite.
Yeah, that was the first one.
That's why I think I like the first one the most.
First one's definitely my favorite.
Honestly, I like all three of them.
I understand.
The first
I like
one's
all
my
three of them,
favorite.
too.
Just because they're entertaining as shit. Just watching him is fun. Like, the gore and stuff is a bonus. All the practical effects and everything. But, like,
The plot's a little iffy.
and the
but
plot is a little iffy. It's getting a little convoluted. But as for that, I mean, like, the movies themselves are fun.
I think they built
Maybe
the
they're fun,
plot
but the
in
plot
this
still
one
has to-
okay.
Have
Do they, though?
something.
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
But I think they built
I'm
the
not
plot
going
in
on
this
a
one
date with
okay.
a pretty girl for no conversation.
That's true.
I liked in the second one where she was in that weird clown cafe. That was so weird, that part. It,
There's
like,
a lot
it
to
didn't
like
make
about
any
the second
sense.
one with the imagery and the
Yeah.
things that they did, but you know how I
One of
feel
my
about it.
favorite scenes
Yeah.
in the third one, though, is the part where she's watching the sword being forged in her dream. I don't know why, it was just such a neat, like, it's so fucking random. I'm like, and the imagery of, like, the
Yeah.
demon.
Almost as if those things should have been in the second one.
True, yeah.
Like the flashbacks of her dad. She didn't remember her dad at all in the second one. And he gave her a lot of pertinent information she could have used in the second one.
I thought she did remember her dad in the
Well,
second
she
remembered
does,
him, but there was
like,
never any
there was never no
flashback scenes.
flashback. There was
And he's
no,
literally giving her the sword, and he's giving that should have been in the second one. Why are we seeing these flashbacks? I'm gonna shut up now. We aren't even there.
I think there was only one flashback of her dad in the second one, and they were in a garage of some sort.
no, there was no flashback.
There was no flashbacks of her dad.
No, because he drew that
He did.
costume that she wore.
You're
and
right.
That was the only flashback. of
There was
him.
no flashback of
But
that.
there was
they
no
found
dad.
they found the book. Jonathan
Yeah.
found the book, and they were looking through the book. His sketchbook.
Yeah, there was no flashback of her dad
I
in the
thought
second
there was
one.
a flashback. in the
No.
second.
What, I would know if Jason Patric was in the second one.
Between the two of us, one of us would remember
I don't
that.
know.
Yeah, because I was watching the third one. I was like, hey, it's Jason Patric.
Yeah.
Like, cool.
Okay.
That was all I could think of when I saw those flashbacks with her dad. I'm like, wow, he's giving her a lot of information she could have used the first time around.
Asylum where survivor Victoria Hayes, now possessed by the little pale girl, has just given birth to his head.
Why did the little girl have to give her the head to give birth to? Why didn't she just stay the little girl? If I know that now it's a little bit crazy because she's a little older and it wouldn't work.
I
But
thought the same thing. I was like,
why?
why did she take over Victoria Hayes' body instead of just staying the little girl? But that had to have been exactly wise because the
I
little
know.
girl probably aged
I know
up.
I know that the background information makes sense because it's the real world,
Right.
but they didn't there's no explanation in the movie at all for it. Like, it has to get another, like, disguise when he expires.
I don't know.
Like,
I have
they're
no
already
explanation
making
for
up
that.
their own lore. Give us an explanation.
I have no explanation for that. I think that what it was they were like, I think they wrote themselves into a corner with Victoria Hayes and the little girl. They're like, okay, so the little girl's aged up a little bit, and what do we do with Victoria Hayes? Like, what is she? Why is she crazy? Because it
Why
doesn't
did she
explain
birth his head?
Yeah, it doesn't explain why she is who she is, or why she acts the way she does in the second one, or
Yeah.
why she loses her shit. The
Well, I
problem,
mean-
but the biggest, but then again, birthing the head, if you,
looked like that.
Yeah.
if
How
you
do
want to do that
You
scene,
went through what you went through.
yeah, I mean, if you want to do that scene where she burrs out the head, like, but why did she birth the head? Well, she would have to be the demon, right? Well, you can't exactly have a little girl birthing a demon head,
Yeah.
because that would be a little bit too much. People would be like, what the fuck?
I
Why is
don't-
this 10-year-old girl giving birth to Art's head?
I don't disagree that there's real world connotations on why they didn't do it. They didn't address it in the movie, though.
Right, I get it. I know, yeah.
Open ends.
It'd be different if it was different writers that had come in and were changing things.
But you've got Damien Leone.
But Damien
who's
Leone
the-
literally wrote all three of these and directed all three of these movies. So
I feel like he wrote himself into a corner quite a bit.
it's what it felt like a little bit. And I'm not going to, I'm going to ding it a little bit, but I'm not going to ding it hard because I don't think he was exactly a writer to begin with. So,
Yeah, but this is his baby.
right.
If you can't do it right,
Don't do
then
it at
give your
all.
ideas
But
to
let's
someone
face
that
it,
can.
though. Let's face it. This is probably going to be the only project that he's really known for.
I'm sure.
Because other than this, does he have any other ideas? Does he have anything in the in the box that he's like
Okay, but
rattling around?
But that's
or
not- an
let's
excuse.
put it this way: if you had something that was your baby, right? Would you rather it be done right, or would you rather screw it up yourself?
I'd rather screw it up myself. But
If I'm not a writer, if I'm not good at writing, I'm going to tell someone my idea and pay them to write it for me.
And if you don't like it, tell them to start over.
Correct. They're
Yep.
working for me. They're going to give me what I want.
Exactly.
But if I don't have the talent, and this is my baby, and this is the thing that I have worked so hard on, and especially after the first one being so fucking good, like, I don't want to
That
fuck it
first
up.
one, yeah, the first one was my idea was the fucking masterpiece,
Mm-hmm.
and
It's
the other two just kind of
I think the first
We'll
one was
get
just kind
there.
of bare bones and things like that.
Which
so.
I loved. I don't want to know his background. I don't
No.
want to know all this bullshit because it just makes him look worse and worse.
I'm
That's
gonna have a
true.
serial
It
killer.
makes
then
him
does-
look
give me a
it
less
serial
and
start-
killer.
less cool.
Yeah, that's true. It does. It does kind of start making him look like.
This is why I don't want background information. I
Yeah.
don't want to know the story. I don't want to know how the cake is made. Please.
But they did the same thing with Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Kept
I
adding
was
more and more to
I was
his
too young
lore.
to care about that. Now it's nostalgia.
Oh.
Now it's something I really love just because I grew up with it. And I'll be the first one who would
Well, then
admit
maybe this
that.
is Freddy Krueger for a new generation. You know what I mean?
I mean, maybe, but I still feel like,
He
you know,
is the
you
stuff
got
of
3, 4, and
nightmares.
5 that's got a pretty coherent plot line at least.
honestly, I think he just puts me in the mind a lot of he is Freddy Krueger to me. A lot of like his sort of lore, it just reminds me of Freddy Krueger coming back from hell, blah blah blah. Like it's just
Yeah, but he was never a puppet. He was brought back to do damage, and that's what he did.
he was
In
kind
his
of
own
he was a
fashion.
puppet in the sixth one.
Yeah.
He was brought back to.
Anyways,
No, they just
Take
explained
control
how
of
he got back. Those
souls.
worms let him come back.
I say he was brought back to take control over souls, pretty much.
they kill a nurse and a guard before fleeing to an abandoned house. Victoria smashes her head into a bathroom mirror and uses a
Feed the
glass
3
shard to kill
demons.
herself in a bathtub. And Art sits in a rocking chair in the attic. The,
He just goes to sleep.
the two become dormant.
No, he just stares out the
No,
window
he's
for
dormant.
5 years. You think his eyes would get dry?
You think?
Maybe they were dry before. He got used to it.
It amazes me that he sat there for 5 years, but he never eats or drinks or anything, but then he pisses in Santa Claus's lap. Like, does
I
he
think
need
piss
to?
and shit is part of his, charm, I guess. That's what he used
It's
in the
kind of
first
like the
one. He
little
got shit
girl
all
in the
over
second one when she shit all over the place.
Yeah, and he shit all over the bathroom in the first one. Wrote his name and shit all over it. Yeah,
He just does what he wants.
It's crazy, man.
yeah. It's
Like, give me all the gore you want, but man, leave the feces out of it. Like the shit stuff. I'm like,
I think
oof.
that's funny because that is nasty to me. Gore doesn't bother me as much as feces and stuff does.
I agree.
So,
That's disgusting. That's a
it's
whole new
disturbing,
level, which I
yeah.
think is part of the reason that the first one is so disturbing because
Yeah.
the guy is just
demented.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like I'd say, I don't mind gore at all. Gore doesn't bother me. I felt like it was over the top in this one.
the feces,
funny.
you go,
Gavin came downstairs as the part with the guy getting the chainsaw up the ass.
Mm-hmm.
He came down at that part and was like, and he was like sitting there the whole time like this, sitting on the couch like, and he just like, I think he was just frozen in place, watching this whole scene take place, and he's just like, and I looked at him, I was like, Gavin, you good? He's like, huh? Yeah, I'm fine. Wow, creepy. Okay.
Like I don't mind
He's
gore.
taking notes.
Gore doesn't bother me, but I just feel like there was a lot of gore happening in this movie for gore's sake.
That's what, and I felt that way too.
I
Especially the shower scene.
Yeah.
That
it went
scene
too long, right? Like
well,
it was like, okay, I get
yeah,
it. I
a
understand
little
what's
bit.
happening.
A little bit too long, but also the girl was wasted.
Yeah.
She just like he just took a chainsaw to her and cut her up a few times. I'm like, that's it? That's all you're gonna do? Like I wanted more from that.
Well, that and like I feel like the gore in this movie it's fine. We expect that at our art, right? But it's like they upped the ante, and that was the only point of it in certain scenes. It was like
yeah,
this lends nothing to the story. Whereas in the second one, even when he's tearing that girl apart, was there Abby or something in the second one?
yeah, where he filleted her and
Yeah,
stuff.
like where
yeah.
even us like gore people are like, okay, she's dead, man. But I think
He
that
was
He's like
takes it
pouring
to the
bleach and
extreme.
salt on her.
yeah,
and
like
shit.
that even lends to the story in the
And
second
she was
one. Even
no,
though
she was still alive by the time her mom got there.
right,
Yeah.
even though that is over the top and it was gore, it still lent something to the story.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like in this one, it's just like we got to up the ante. Why why are we doing it though? I don't know. Just add
But they
it.
don't, in a way. Like that scene with that girl being filleted in the second one was fucking great. In this one, there's nothing in this movie that goes past that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they do it like more. Like they try to like integrate this incredible gore into more than just that one scene. In the second
I think
one,
the
Abby's
chainsaw
death.
I think the chainsaw kills a lot of it for me though.
Well, I'm saying like in the second one, her death is so memorable for that reason. Now, okay, the shower scene, I don't feel like it upped any ante for me.
No,
don't
but
feel
I did
it
like
made
the dude's death scene was cool.
Sure,
Like,
but it was
alright.
just getting men back for the first one where he did it to the girl. I mean, we've seen it before. He did it with a chainsaw, so the dude probably died a lot faster. So he gave him a break. If you're thinking about it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to, like, say, like, if you, like, don't like gore or whatever, well, that's, stupid because it's a movie. Who cares? I just feel like this gore, either A, we've seen it before, B, it was only there just to try to up that ante, to try to give us that same thing that we had in the second one with Abby's death. And I didn't feel that way in this. I was just watching it like, okay, I mean, that's what we're doing,
right.
All right. In the present, Sienna is released from a hospital to stay with her Aunt Jess, who lives with her husband Greg, and their daughter Gabby, who idolizes Sienna but has no knowledge of the events. Sienna is suffering from survivor guilt and frequently has hallucinations of her deceased best friend Brooke.
Which was
Who's-
cool.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I like that.
so did I.
The only thing I didn't like was around the eyes. You could tell it was a mask.
Yeah,
like
you
they
could
couldn't
tell
get 'em.
that.
But that was the only thing. I thought that otherwise it was really good.
Did you notice when she hit the table, she splattered blood on the little girl next to her?
Mhm. Yeah, that was cool.
And she had to act through that. I'd
Yeah.
be like, oh, what the fuck?
I know. You know how many times it would have taken me
Yeah.
to like not go,
Like, right in the face. Like, someone was on her face and
and
shit.
then like it got in my eye. It's in my eye.
There's fake blood in my eye. Or is it real? I don't know.
Yeah.
But, like,
That
You
scene
ain't
was
enough,
very
dude.
well done.
one question I did have is why didn't Art just go get her at the hospital? At the asylum. He obviously knows where she is at all times because there's some kind of connection there between
Maybe
the two of them.
he
Then it wouldn't be a
wanted
Christmas movie.
them. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe he wanted them to start healing so he could go after them again.
I don't maybe.
That's my argument for the Christmas
One more
thing.
torment out of them.
It was past. Okay.
past
5 years enough times for them to like get over it,
Yeah.
right? To start moving on with their lives
Yeah.
a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And then he comes back at Christmas time instead of Halloween. They'd be ready at Halloween time.
Right. They'd
That's
be
the only
more
reason it's
paranoid
Christmas.
at Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you'd think she'd be paranoid even more than she would around Halloween if she'd just gotten out of the hospital for it. I would
Yeah.
be. If I just got out of the hospital from something that traumatic, I would be on my toes for a long time.
I think that's this whole demon angel thing is all a reason to keep her as the final girl. It's a reason. It's a plot device to keep her as the final girl, the main the protagonist,
Mm-hmm.
and him coming after her.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like how in Scream, Sydney is the main protagonist in every movie. Like, they want that. The reason
Besides
for
the
that
last
is
one.
because of, reasons in every movie that they keep coming for. Some of them are a little retarded, like the fourth one, and her cousin being the killer and all that shit. Spoiler alert. But,
What?
yeah, right? But I just think that it's all a plot device. And I think that if he's going to create a lore, I think he needs to concentrate more on keeping a cohesive lore and trying to make it more sensible, I guess.
I will say
This
this.
slam poetry. Sorry.
With this movie, I didn't walk away like I did in the second one going, I have so many questions.
Yeah, it answered
At
a
least,
few for
well,
you.
no, I don't care about it answering a few because, like I said, the second
Oh,
one
it didn't
just
create
said-
more bullshit.
didn't
for you
create more
Yeah.
questions for. Like, I didn't walk out of there going, well, I don't understand why this happened, and I don't understand. Like, I do, but it's not in the sense that, like, in the second one, I really enjoyed the movie, right? Except you get to this lore that they're trying to create, and
They're
just
pushing.
it's just creating all of this non-continuity or it's just creating all this bullshit in the background that I didn't need in my movie.
Right.
So at least in this one, I can say that the lore, while also bringing, questions from the second one to a close, didn't create more.
Don't get me wrong. I've got issues with this movie that we're going to come to here shortly, actually. That I'm just like, why? Certain things.
Yeah.
Nothing Christmas related or anything like that, but it's just kind of like, what the fuck. Go ahead.
Thank you, Dad.
How
See ya.
much is-
Are you ready?
Yeah, I was just saying.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Okay. She struggles to reconnect with her younger brother, Jonathan, who is now in college trying to move on with his life. Art and Victoria are awoken from their slumber when two workers stumble upon their bodies in the house. The duo gruesomely kills the workers, and Victoria begins working on a costume, while Art ventures off on another killing spree.
That's crazy. I didn't think of the fact that the workers woke them up. I thought that it was just time for them to wake up, I guess. But there's
No.
your answer for why it happened at Christmas time.
Just because they woke him up.
Maybe if they wouldn't have came and woke them up, they would have woke up at, like, Halloween time. Because,
Maybe the hibernation wasn't up.
yeah. Because, like, if you
That
think
is
about
weird.
it, you
Like, I
stumble
didn't
into a
understand the
cave's,
whole,
or
like,
bear's cave. Like,
This is what thing that really I had a question for. Like, so is he waking up because Sienna's coming back, or is he waking up because the workers woke him up?
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't fully understand that. So
I'm not 100% either.
I don't know. Like, at least in every Freddy movie, you know why Freddy comes back and how he comes back.
Mhm.
Or, like in every Chucky movie, you know how Chucky comes back in every movie.
Well, see, and that's why I'm saying, like, I didn't care for the second one, and then this transition into the third one where, in each, like you're saying, in every franchise, every movie stands on its own while also adding to the lore.
Yeah.
The second one doesn't do that.
I don't know.
At least this one does, is what I'm saying. The second one doesn't at all.
the second one should have had a better lift off.
Yes, exactly. It
Yeah.
should have had a better lift off.
Yeah, I guess
and
you're right.
a better closing of the circle
Mhm.
for the second one.
Yeah.
And then leading into this one. I'm fine with lore being built on.
Right.
That's
It
totally
just
fine.
needed to be built better.
But in the second one, like, okay, in this one, we've got dad flashbacks explaining things that should have been explained to us in the first one, or in the second one, right? And then the second one would have made a hell of a lot more sense. Like, you just throw this stuff at us, like, who the fuck is Sienna?
Right, and then
what is that sword? Why does that matter? Why is she the only one that can fight them? Blah, blah, blah. They had these answers in this one, but it should have been in the second one.
Right.
And then they can add on to the lore with the demon stuff in this one.
Then a lot less people would have been so upset with the second one, and they would have, like...
Yeah, because let me
liked
tell
it
you,
more.
I want to love this franchise. I do. We'll go on.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Art meets a Santa Claus impersonator at a bar and murders him and other patrons.
Which was my favorite scene.
What's the Santa Claus scene? It was great.
Him fangirling over Santa
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great.
was literally like my favorite thing in that movie.
Yeah.
He like runs through those two girls. Dick.
Yeah,
He
he
don't
like
even give a
pushes him
fuck.
out of the way, and he's like, that was literally the best.
Art then impersonates a Santa at a local shopping mall. He skipped over all the killing of Santa.
Well, we can
Oh
talk
no,
about
he
it.
said murders him and other patrons, but like him
Yeah, like
peeling
that-
off Santa's beard was
that kinda
something else.
Makes me think of another part or another movie, Sonic 3. You guys seen that yet?
Mm-mm.
no, like Clint Howard, man.
Yeah.
Clint Howard was in there, man. And
They
just-
wasted him.
yeah, he just took a bullet to the brain. I'm like, really? That's it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he got off light
He got off real light. He didn't even get peed on like Santa did.
for Santa. Oh,
Now
poor
you just got
Santa.
to witness it.
Santa
really
got
wish-
fucked up.
Really wish Art would have jumped on Santa like fucking Jim Carrey did in Sonic 3.
Oh yeah,
Did you guys see that?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
it's in the trailer, ain't it?
Yeah, it's in the trailer. Like Jim Carrey runs and like tackles Santa.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
would have been great. I love Jim Carrey.
Yeah, the kills are great there. He shoots the two guys, but like he goes to town on the Santa Claus.
Which is so sad.
Because
sad.
Santa was the nicest to him. and
It's
so
funny
he
because
was
even
on him.
without the outfit and everything, he still looked like a nice guy.
He
Yeah.
did.
You know what I mean? He
Mhm.
looked like your grandpa, like your really cool grandpa.
Well, and
Yeah,
he
he
seemed to
said-
care about the Santa stuff, because he was like, every Santa needs a real beard. And like, when he walked in and everybody was like, oh, he's a freak or whatever.
We're just like, give
And he's
him a
like, no, but
minute.
he gets the full treatment.
he
You
gets
know,
the
like,
full treatment.
Yeah.
Yep.
he was so nice.
Until
and
he
Art's a
peed on
dick.
him.
Art's
Yeah.
such a dick.
And then Art peed on him. He's like, okay, this is
Yeah, well, that's
too
where I would draw
far.
the line too.
Yeah.
I would definitely draw the line there. Yeah. You just
No.
fucking pissed on me. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to give you the treatment, man. I'm trying to be nice. And you pissed on my leg.
Yep.
So let's go right now, me and you. I put up with it enough from all the little ones. I don't want it out of you too.
And
Be funny.
if Art hadn't pulled out that gun, he didn't stand a chance.
No.
Mm.
That
It would've
fucking
been
big old burly
hilarious.
Santa would have fucked his day up.
Would have been so hilarious to see Santa beating up a clown. Like, could you imagine driving down the street? "Arr! You guys see this?
Fuck that. Walking into the bar, dude. If you walk into the bar, Santa's in there
Merry
beating the piss
Christmas,
out of a
you
clown,
guys.
like, oh, I'm staying here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
Give me
the
a
place
beer.
to be. I need a
This
beer.
is the coolest
Way
bar.
tour.
I'm coming here every day.
Yeah.
Phone out
What's
recording
next?
this shit.
Hey, kids.
What's
you
next?
wanted
Is
to
it a leprechaun versus a unicorn?
Kids, you wanted to watch Lights tonight? Nah. I'm gonna let you guys in the bar tonight.
I know, just like
Yeah.
take
Come on.
video. Honey, I'm gonna be late.
Oh man. Art then impersonates a Santa at a local shopping mall and uses explosives disguised as gifts to slaughter several shoppers, including children. Sienna sees Art at the mall before the explosion, but her family does not believe her.
Which made no sense.
Huh?
It made no sense that her family didn't believe her. I know that they're hiding behind the whole she's crazy thing,
Right, but
but
the mall
they
just
even
blew up.
say he was never caught.
Right.
So they know that, like, okay, yeah, she cut off his head or whatever, but then his body went missing.
But
say that in the
there are
news.
skeptics that believe that she created the whole thing and she was actually the one who killed some of those people. And there are skeptics who believe that. That's
Yeah.
what the whole point of the podcast was doing. They
Sure,
were
but
like
that's her
setting
family.
her up as like, it's possible that she's just nuts.
That's her family, and they even make the comment, he was never caught.
Yeah.
So if I am someone's family member that I have trusted and understand and believe enough to let you live in my home,
Right, yeah.
and you tell me that the guy is back
Mhm.
and they never caught
We're
him,
leaving.
okay, it's vacation time.
Yeah, who wants to go to Rhode Island?
It's just turns into Christmas vacation after this.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they don't believe her, but they believe her enough to let her live in their house.
Yeah, it's a little... But that's in every fucking horror movie they do that shit. And it is...
But there's
it's
usually a
annoying
better
as shit.
reason.
It's annoying.
They
is
usually
what
give
it
you a
is.
better reason.
I don't know why they even do that. Like, just believe them. Like, obviously.
Like,
Sure,
oh,
but-
there's a killer on the loose. Let's leave this door unlocked and the window
Yeah.
open.
Yeah, but in this one, it's like she's their relation. Like they are related to this
Mhm.
person. It's not just some rando, or it's
Right.
not like. And even in the other movies where they give you like "we don't believe you" vibes or whatever, there's usually a good reason for it. Like those people don't believe them.
Right.
You know, those people legit think you're crazy or whatever, or they're strangers or whatever. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but in this movie, as solid as
He's coming for her first.
yeah, like that was
As
strange
soon
to
as
me.
he catches wind that she is there, he's going there.
If they, one, believe that the guy was never caught, two, believe in her, and three, know that she's the survivor, who the fuck do you think he's going to come after first?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. You guys, two for Halloween, one for Christmas. What holiday do you think's gonna be next? New Year's?
I bet they
July
don't do
St.
a,
Patrick's Day.
I bet they don't do a
Leprechaun.
holiday at all in the next one. If they
I don't
do,
know.
it'll be continuation on Christmas. But I don't think. Honestly, I think
Easter.
that I don't think he'll
Easter.
do it. I don't think he'll do a holiday.
I don't know. It would stand to reason that he would
President's
continuation
Day.
with Christmas because he did it with the
It'll be
second one.
President's
He'll do it on Easter. He'll
Right.
dress
Well, I'm
up as a
saying the
bunny.
only reason why I think that it will be continuation on Christmas is because I could see it taking place directly, like a
It'd
direct.
have to be. 'Cause
But
he gets away. But then again, he has
Yeah.
a hibernation period, as we've found.
yeah, and we're gonna find out where she ends up and blah blah blah. Like
Wow, I'm not a little girl.
I don't think that this is gonna be another holiday movie. I don't think the fourth.
I
one will
hope
be a
that little
holiday.
girl is alive. There's no
She
way
is.
she.
I'm sure she is.
I bet they set her up to be the next demon.
Slayer.
No, not Slayer.
Demon.
No, I bet they set her up to
Oh,
be the
you
next
mean
host.
Gabby to come back
Oh,
and
the
be the
little girl.
Oh, that sucks.
That would
Yeah,
suck.
I bet they set her up to be the next host.
Yeah, that's possible. I
And
didn't
she'll
like
have
that they
to kill
killed
her.
Jonathan either, to be honest.
We were getting to that. That
Yeah,
irritated.
sorry, we'll go.
Yeah,
Okay.
Keep going.
I was waiting to get there.
All right. Meets
Sorry, I
us-
forgot that we
oh,
weren't
wait.
that far.
Where are we at? Here we go. Sienna visits Jonathan at his university, where she meets Jonathan's roommate Cole and his girlfriend Mia, who hosts a true crime podcast.
I know they're just over there chit chatting. I was just chit chatting. They're like, "We should
Yeah,
do
it's
that."
good.
Like, hey,
I was going back to the Santa Claus and clown fight, and I was just trying to not bring it back up. I was letting her.
Why? That's the point of this fucking podcast.
Okay, so I'll let you know. I was sitting here thinking about the Santa Claus
Hold
and
on.
clown fight. Back to the Santa Claus and the
No,
clown
am
fight.
I right though?
Right.
Well, you guys don't let me like talk.
Hey,
So
whoa! Look at me.
whenever time I
Look at
try to
me.
talk, you guys are like start.
Hey,
well, hey, how about
you're
this? Or
sounding
how
like
about that? It's
you
like,
know
well,
what
you
he
know what?
sounds
Fuck
like,
it. I'll just
Jonathan?
stay quiet
You know
during
what
the
he
damn
sounds like? He sounds
podcast.
like a pixie
Fuck
girl.
this shit.
You know what he sounds like?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Throw something
We're just
here.
fucking with you.
That, right?
Oh, I left that over on accident.
Nice. Now you're giving projectiles.
If Dad would have died today, it would have been my fault.
All right.
Sorry,
so what were you
Eric,
saying?
What were you saying?
God, you guys sound just alike. Anyways, back to the Santa Claus and clown fight. I was sitting here thinking, I was like, man, it would just be funnier in hell just walking to a mall and you see a Santa Claus just look at a clown. It's my time of the year, clown. Just fucking going off on him.
There ain't no fucking circus in town, and this isn't Halloween.
Then you gotta get the bunny to come on stage and be like, I thought we, what's the word?
Had an agreement.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought we reserved this area for an hour and a half. Like, what's going on here? Like, we had this area for today. Anyways.
But yeah, I would see like if they did it on another year or another holiday, it'd probably be Easter. You see Art dressed up as a bunny.
Yeah, but
And not to mention, Easter is a technical,
I think
it's a
so. The issue with
Christian
that for
holiday.
me is that he steered away from Halloween by doing a Christmas themed movie. In that case,
I think that the only reason he picked Christmas is just it gives you a punch.
maybe, possibly, but if you're going to steer away from Halloween and do a Christmas movie, the next one, don't do another holiday movie because that's going to get on my fucking nerves. Like, don't do that. Just if you're going to do,
I'm just saying, if they did,
I'm thinking he said that the fourth one is going to be the last one.
That's what he says.
So
I was gonna say,
I
I
hope
thought
so,
the second
to be
one's
honest
going to be
with
the
you.
last one. Then they
I need
said-
him to end it.
I
End
wish
it
she would
on
have ended
a
it
good
here.
note.
I think a
Better
trilogy
ending.
would have been great,
I was
but
hoping they'd ended at the second one.
I really was just happy with the first one.
Yeah.
But here we are.
right, yeah, I agree. Like the first
I was
one was
okay
good.
with the
The
first,
first
one
one was-
being the one. Yeah,
Chef's kiss.
But I like Sienna.
they would have stopped
though. That's
at the first
problem.
one.
I really like Sienna's character. Do I think she's a good actress? Not at all. But I do like her character, and I think she's a good final girl. I think she's a badass, and I think she's tough. She's tough as nails, and I like that. She reminds me of a Sidney Prescott.
I was
But
going to say she
unfortunately,
does
and-
show how our final girls have evolved from Sidney Prescott.
Sure, but her power apparently comes from the heavens, so yeah, she's gonna be tough as nails and
Yeah, I'm good with that.
amazing. And I feel like
His
it
power comes
weakens-
from hell.
It weakens the characters, though.
Not really. I
Mystical
like it. I like her
powers.
though.
It
Man,
weakens
she's
art.
fucking fine.
She is, though.
She's pretty.
He just said
Yeah.
fine.
Fine. She's
She's a
fire.
freak.
Fire.
Again, I don't go out with a pretty girl on
On
a date for the
fleek.
conversation. Apparently, right? Like, no, I need conversation.
She's on fleek.
On
What?
fleek.
On fleek.
It's a thing. Fleek.
That
She's
sounds
on
like a
fleek.
'90s thing, like we used to
Is
say
it?
back
It is?
then. Yeah,
She's on fleek, man.
Yeah, I remember saying that when I was a teenager.
I don't. I've never even heard of
I never
this.
said it like I was serious. Like you
No,
seen
no
it on
one e-
MTV and shit.
No
people
one
saying
ever
that, and I was
says
like,
it like they're
Really?
serious unless
No,
you're
you
just
don't
a
remember that
generally unserious person.
Well, yeah,
I
that's what
award
I'm
you
saying.
no
Like,
points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I hope you're talking to him because God ain't nowhere near me right now. We're talking about Terrifier 3.
I'm talking about Fleek.
He is, not me.
She fat. PH fat.
Just like Gavin's girlfriend.
Yeah. No, he said thick. She
Oh.
thick.
Gavin
thick,
came home
boy.
one
He
day
said, she
goes,
thick.
Yeah, her name's Stevie. He goes, she thick.
She thick. I was like, what?
What? We saw her the other day. She's thick.
You're a little thick, yeah. He likes that. I was like, that's cool, man.
Anyways,
You do you, boo.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Mia pressures Sienna and Jonathan to participate in an interview about the Miles
And
Cabin
Jonathan,
massacre,
man.
but Sienna refuses.
Jonathan's character.
She's
Dude,
so
he is a
dirty.
terrible actor.
Yeah, my
he
God.
is such a bad
well, it's
actor.
nice that he got taller,
Yeah.
but nothing else changed.
No, his acting.
voice
didn't
His
change.
voice is the same.
Yeah, his voice is the same.
His
They
monotone.
couldn't
Yeah.
find a better actor to play Jonathan for the second one.
But they
Like,
had him in the first and the second.
They had
one,
a-
so they had to
That's
keep
what I'm
him.
saying. Like they couldn't find a better
They-
actor.
they killed him
Someone
off.
that looked older.
They looked similar enough to be siblings. They got the same nose.
Maybe that's
But
why
she
they killed
wasn't.
them
She's
off,
not a
though.
good actress either.
I'm not saying she is.
They inherited it.
That's the funny part though. Is like if you watch these two movies, the main two characters are the worst actors. Everybody else around them are doing a fine job. Everybody else around them can act.
I would even say that Jonathan's character in the second one did better acting than Sienna.
Yeah, yes. In some cases, he's still pretty.
When you
Flat
needed
tone.
emotion and real fear, raw fear, you needed Jonathan.
That's true. He did have that. I'll
Yeah,
give
he
that.
had that.
But just, I mean, I'm talking like just
I
reading
feel
off
like
a
it's
line.
easy-
It looks like they're reading off a
Yeah,
fucking
a
cue
cue
card.
card.
Mhm.
I
you
feel like
know?
it's easier to act out fear and like anger though than it is to like fake be happy. or
No, because if
anything
you're
else.
trying to be scared, you can do it badly. And
Can
if-
you?
I think emotion is one
I
of the
think that
hardest things, and I think,
reaction to a
like,
situation is where you find that fear factor. Like you have to have the right reaction and the right amount of fear projected in order to make the scene believable.
she's one step above. Oh no.
Yeah. Have you
Whereas
ever seen like
he's
drama
got it.
shows that right there is your
Yeah.
I know I'm
your
really good at making
your
people
bad
think I'm
acting.
angry at them,
I don't.
but
I think that
other than
she's. I think that
my
she's better
face.
in this one than
It's
she
all
was
my
in the
face.
second one.
Yeah, I would agree
She's
with
she's
that.
definitely upped her acting chops.
Mhm.
That's for sure. Like the whole scene with her in the chair, tied to the chair.
Mhm.
She did great in there. She did great in that scene.
She's always been very good at conveying it with her eyes, even in the second one. But the
But her
problem is
body
that
language.
she can't. Her body is just too rigid, and like you said, she looks like she's reading off cue cards. But if you look at her eyes do a very good job of conveying some kind of emotion or conveying fear or whatever. It's just the rest of her doesn't translate for some reason. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
right.
the weirdest thing I've
yeah,
ever
stiff
seen.
body just
All right, y'all.
you know.
It's like a Nazi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Eh. Anyways,
That stand-up that he did.
Sienna confesses to Jonathan that she thinks Art is still alive, showing him letters he wrote to her while she was in the psychiatric hospital, stating demons can be reborn through a host, like Victoria. She also tells Jonathan she plans to return to the Terrifier haunted attraction to retrieve her father's sword. Art arrives at the university and kills Cole and Leo with a chainsaw. While
Which-
they
Can
are
we talk
having
about the part where he
sex
was
in the
overhearing their
showers.
conversation?
Yeah,
and
he's like,
Yeah. he's like, what, do you want to bang him? And she's like, no. And
he's
he's
like,
he's like,
fuck you too.
he's like,
and she was gloating on him. He's like,
yeah.
and then she's like, I want to smell him. Just smell him. It's like,
Yeah.
he like smells the arm. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
And then he talks about banging him, and that's when you see him like,
Haha, you're both gonna die now.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to fuck him.
yeah. So then he's like, all right, you both die then.
I was gonna leave you alive for a minute, but you know.
I was going to give you an
Oh,
interview.
I didn't even bring this up,
Yeah.
dude. I didn't bring this up, but the part where they come back alive or they wake up and she masturbates with that fucking
Oh,
shard of glass.
shit.
Yeah.
I was like it's cringy, but at the same time, I'm like, I get it for her character because
I think that's
where she is
that's her
dementedly.
version of shitting on the walls.
I guess, yeah, because I was like, holy shit, dude.
It gives
Like-
you the same
I
ick
remember-
factor.
And then Art goes,
Yep.
I'm
It gives
like,
you the same ick.
yeah.
This, you know, like when you find out he shit all over the walls in that bathroom in the first one, you're like, oh my god, what are we dealing with? And then in that one, you're like, so there's that.
I remember whenever we went to theaters, to see this movie, I went with Shelby, Ada, and Laceland. And before we went in there, Laceland said she loved horror movies. And I'm like, okay, cool, we're going with
Not
a bunch
anymore.
of people.
She's Disney from
well,
now on.
we went in there and I was like, cool, we're
I
going
gotta go
in
home
with
and
a
watch
bunch
Cinderella now.
I was like, cool, we're going in with a bunch of people that like horror movies. I don't have to worry about anyone going, "Oh, what is this? Oh." Okay.
They
As
do
soon
that?
as that first child died, she was like, ah! What the hell? What did you guys bring me in here to watch? This is satanic. And I'm like, it's a horror movie. You just told me you liked horror movies. She's like, yeah, but they just killed a kid.
I like Ouija.
I was like, I told you coming in here that I'm pretty sure kids die in this movie. What do you want from me?
You got to explain it's not bubble gum horror.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
like
This is gore horror, Laceland.
This is like,
This isn't
yeah, this ain't your fucking
Scream,
like Bride of Chucky or
This is why he doesn't use
Scream.
anybody else's money to make this shit. He doesn't go to Paramount and pick his, idea at him or whatever.
this is my
This
movie.
is
and You're
his.
not going
He
to.
has to
killing a
fund
kid
it.
in it. If you got a problem with it, don't watch it.
Well, he has to fund it that way, or
and
else it wouldn't
and
get
that's
made.
fine,
Wouldn't get made
I
the
mean,
way he
I don't
wants
care
it.
that he's killing kids and shit because to be honest with you, it's just a fucking movie.
Well,
it's
that-
not real.
That, and again, it just lends to what I said about the Christian symbolism or whatever. Like, this is a horror movie, right?
Mhm.
First of all. Second of all,
It's supposed to make
it happens in real life,
Mhm.
too. So, like, we know that sometimes we want to just not pay attention to
We
those
don't
things
want
in the
to. We
world.
don't
That's
want to
why
think
you're
about it.
zoning out with the TV. But if you're going to put it in a movie, you're not going to put it in, some comedy.
Right.
Where else is it going to go?
Yeah, where else does it fit?
Alright, Sienna learns about the mall killings on the news and panics. Greg leaves to collect Jonathan while Sienna falls asleep. She dreams about the angels crafting her angel warrior costume. She wakes to find Art and Victoria, now dressed in a
So,
clown
what was
costume,
your
have
issue with
invaded
that?
her home, and Art incapacitates
Encapsulates.
her with a mallet.
Yeah,
What does that
incapacitates.
mean?
It means he knocks her ass out.
Oh, okay. Why wouldn't
so,
they just say that?
so, what was your issue with this scene where they forced the sword? It was just that it wasn't in the second one, or
Yeah.
oh, I thought it was a cool scene though.
It was a cool scene, but it should have been in the second one.
It would have been a
Because
cool
it
scene in the second
explained
one,
the
too.
questions that we all had in the second one. And then some of this mythology that they had in the second one should have been transferred to the third one.
It was honestly probably my favorite bit of imagery in all these movies was that
I agree,
scene.
but it belonged in the second one.
Like I don't know how he did that. Like
I agree.
that like statue holding the chain or whatever. I don't know how he did that if it was CG.
I
Had
don't
to have
know
been, because
that looked fucking good.
it looked wild, man. I was like, I couldn't tell if
I
it
don't
was.
have a problem with any of those flashbacks or
Yeah.
any of those scenes. I
I was
thought
just
they were
I was just
great.
asking if you knew how they did the.
No, there
thing.
was not much.
Oh.
Honestly, it's a brand new movie,
Right.
so there's just not much.
I should
but
know if it was like CG or if like had to have been CG.
No, I mean it would have had to probably.
If
but-
it was
looked-
CG,
it
if
looked
it
cool
was
as fuck.
CG, then that was some good ass CG.
I mean,
because
even if it was
couldn't-
practical effects, that's some good fucking
I
practical.
could not
effects.
tell where the CG was in that part.
That's the only thing that would tell me that it is CG because it looked like a literal statue moving. And I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, that has to be CG. There's no way that's practical.
Yeah.
So
No, the only issue I had with any of it, not all of it, obviously, but any of it is that it belonged in the second one. It would have served.
I'll
It
try
would've
and
served
look
much
that up, see
better.
if I can find
Yeah.
anything.
It would have served much better in the second one to help move that
I agree.
lore
yeah.
forward that they were trying to
Yeah.
establish. So if you're trying to establish in the second one, that's where that belongs. And then perhaps showing that she's actually getting her power from angels and the demons thing could have been implemented in this one. Whereas in the first one, they're just trying to establish the lore.
Yeah,
So
I
tell me
get it.
tell me what's going on with the sword. Tell me.
Yeah, because
you
the
know.
final nail in that coffin was the cuts on her hands healing up instantly.
Mhm,
I was
mhm.
like, okay, so she's just an angel now or something.
Right, but they didn't establish any of that until this one, which is fine. You're adding on to that lore. I like that. What I don't like is when you interject all of these things and then give us no explanation for it. She didn't have any flashbacks of her dad in the second one explaining to her, like, this sword can kill any bad guy. Don't worry, you'll cut Art's head off with it, but he'll come back. I mean,
Don't worry, he'll be back.
like, and then she's like using the sword in the second one, and it's like this is the only thing that can kill him, but it hadn't worked somehow.
That's what I'm thinking.
So,
like,
I don't
wait,
get
so what's
that.
so great about this sword? Like, yeah, it killed her, but apparently Art's stronger. But why? So my question in this movie is, why does that demon need Sienna's body?
Oh, I will get it. That's yeah. There's a
But
whole-
but then she can't kill Art apparently, but she can kill her. I think that Art sounds more powerful than the demon.
that's what I'm saying. This lore that he's trying to build on, it goes both ways, and it can't.
I think he's just like
Like,
shooting
why
from
does
the hip the whole
first of
time.
all,
He's
why
like,
does
what
a
can we-"
demon need a very bad person?
Right.
Demons are supposed to be incredibly powerful on their own, which, I mean, that's established in any other movie or whatever that you watch that include demons. They've never needed a tether.
Yeah.
And then if he's just a tether, that makes him look much weaker. That makes him look stupid. Like, oh, we're just going to pick you because you were a dick.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Because I think he was more than a dick.
Well, yeah, but you know what I'm saying. Like, we're going to pick you because, like, you're the most evil human. Okay, I'm glad that
that's
he
the
got
thing
that
too.
title,
Is like
but-
everybody's like, oh, how about an origin story for Art? Like, I don't know. I think the first movie was pretty much his origin story.
Yeah, that's all I need to know, is that he's some psycho
Yeah.
out there with a bag of shit.
And then by the end of it, he dies and becomes like this demon spawn sort of deal, and that's it.
Yeah.
So continue.
Which was
Oh wait,
cool.
hold on. So Jonathan dies, correct?
Allegedly.
That allegedly. I'm like, that's his body, his
They
head,
might make
whatever.
him the next demon spawn.
No, I think he's dead. I think he's dead personally. But why they did it off camera is fucking.
To leave it open so that they could bring him back if they decided to. I think he is realizing that he's writing himself into corners here sometimes.
Well, I'm like, so if Jonathan is dead, which I would have liked. I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to see him die.
Right.
Not only because of like the gore factor, but also because that's a lot of emotional weight from the second movie.
Yeah.
And her brother,
And for
more
us to
so
just-
than this fucking little girl who.
Yeah. Like,
we've
I don't give a
only-
shit about Gabby.
Yeah, I
I don't
don't
know. Do
either.
you? Like,
No.
'cause I felt for Sienna and Jonathan because of the second one. And I wanted to see them continue as a team.
Right.
And for that not to happen, I feel a little bit slighted. And especially, like you said, for it to happen off screen, I feel double slighted.
Right. Like you were screwed over in a way.
Yeah. You can't make me invest something into some character and set it up like he's going to be this big part of this story. And then, oh, we're just going to kill him off screen. Like, what happened? Did his voice change or something? Like, just make him not talk. Like, I
Right.
don't know what to tell you. Like, we deserved as the audience to get full closure with that. But the only thing I can figure is either A, he's leaving it open so that he could come back if he wanted to, or B, it was just, I don't know, Like
Like,
some
he
of the
could
other
have
things, it doesn't make sense.
Like, he had his glasses, but he could always write that away and said he's tied up in some fucking basement somewhere or something. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I don't know. Yeah, I guess it is. I thought that too. Like, hey, it might
It
be
was practical.
left open. It was
It was
practical.
practical? Wow.
The statue was?
How'd they do it? Does it say?
Yeah, I mean, it goes in a whole lot of details. Hold on.
Give us some buzzwords.
John Caglione Jr. on designing Virgin Mary and the Demon for Terrifier 3 states that he was contacted on behalf of the director,
Damien Leone.
yeah, to develop because his work in the past on how his prosthetics and all that stuff's been.
Yeah, I've seen some of this stuff.
And where was it? Scroll past it. Where did it say? Coming on board as a special effects makeup designer for one of Sienna's hallucination scenes, Caglione was responsible for creating Virgin Mary and the demon makeup effects appearing together as characters in one of the protagonists.
Send me that article. I'd be interested to read it.
It's by Fangoria. I'll put the link in.
Yeah, put it in the Discord.
Yeah.
It's wild because like the demon kind of looks like something out of Lord of the Rings. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he did work on Lord of the Rings or something like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because that demon looks straight up like a fucking ogre or whatever. Not an ogre.
Orc?
An orc
Oh yeah,
from Lord of the
yeah,
Rings.
It did.
Like one of the small orcs.
Yeah.
So that's just
Yeah.
what it reminded me of. With the
Damien
helmet
did-
on and everything.
Yeah.
Damien didn't want any digital in this thing. He was like,
Okay, that's good actually, because I was like, I hope it's not
He
digital.
wants all foam latex prosthetic makeup, and that's why he was talking to John Caglione.
That's cool though. Yeah,
I like
he did a
that.
great job on that then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I like.
Makeup
he
was...
is an artist. I will give him that.
Where's that? Where did I see that? He said, we put demon head face and makeup on Michael Vidal and the Virgin Mary face on Juliana Lamia. Painted the whole thing up and applied all that with Jason and his crew.
Wow.
We shot it all in one day, no test.
Wow.
That's cool. Looks good. All right, let's finish her up.
As Sienna regains consciousness, she sees Greg's body pinned to the wall and Jess tied up across from her. Victoria shows them a skinned head and consumed by rats, telling her it's Gabby's, and then Art kills Jess by hammering a tube down her throat,
Great kill.
forcing the rats
It's a
in
good
her
kill.
throat with a blowtorch.
Which is actually like what
It's a real thing.
It's an old torture thing.
Yeah, it's an
what
old
they
torture
do.
method, yeah.
They would do it with metal buckets, put it on top of people, and heat it up, make the rat
Yep.
eat through you.
Mm-hmm. Art suddenly enters with Gabby as a hostage, and Victoria reveals to Sienna that the head is Jonathan's. Victoria places a crown of thorns on Sienna's head and tries to possess her, but she resists and manages to open a gift, stabbing Victoria with its contents. Her father's
to open a
sword.
gift. They let her open the gift, which I thought was
Stupid.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Sienna decapitates Victoria, who disintegrates. Art attacks Sienna with his chainsaw, but she gains the upper hand. Victoria's blood burns through the floor and creates a portal to hell. Gabby falls and holds onto the edge, and Sienna leaves Art behind to save her. Sienna fails to save her, and Gabby falls into the abyss with the sword. Art flees through a window and boards a bus while Sienna vows to find and rescue Gabby. The end.
And you know when Gabby went at Art and like hit him with something, I don't remember what it was.
It's like a board or something.
Yeah, she hits him and he like just grabs her or whatever, like hits her. Dude, he had the chainsaw in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's out of character. I feel like he would have just,
Swung
I mean,
it
at the
around.
very least hit her with it.
Yeah.
Well, Sienna's
cause
the
more
one that went
damage.
after him, isn't she? It was
Oh.
Gabby.
Gabby grabbed him
Gabby.
at one point, and then like hit him with a board or something like your dad. So something she picked up off the ground,
Gotcha.
and he just hit her and knocked her back to the floor.
Instead, I think that in actuality, he would have swung around with that chainsaw.
That's what I'm saying. He would have turned around and at least whopped her with the chainsaw. Not
Right.
even if it wasn't on, he would have hit her with it. He wouldn't
Mhm.
have like backhanded her. Which,
Maybe it was just like a in the moment thought though. Which I mean, like, And
Maybe, but
in
I think
reality,
it's a
you
stretch.
can have in the moment
He's
thoughts,
the type
but-
of guy that's gonna shit all over a pizza joint's bathroom, write his name all over the place, and then a little girl grabs him and actually causes harm to him, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, let me just backhand you."
like, boom.
I think his rage is a little bit more untethered than that. That's all I'm saying.
Something my mom would do. Art the Clown would use the chainsaw.
Mm-hmm. He
All
don't
right.
care.
That's one of the.
Do you guys have
demon.
any notes or anything you want to go over? I think we kind of covered it as we went. So, do you guys want to go ahead and get into rating this?
I'm ready whenever you are.
Let's rock out this bitch.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Tim Sculpin, Virgin Mary.
Let's go ahead and start this shit. Madison, what did you think of Terrifier 3?
I liked it better than the second one. The first one was still really good. I remember watching the first one with Bella and Carolina almost every time when I went over there. Be like, you ever seen the Terrifier? Be like, no.
The Terrifier? Is that like Care Bears instead of Art the Clown?
That would be so weird.
I want to watch that.
It'd be
now.
fucking
Right.
Yeah,
hilarious.
horror Care
That
Bear
would be
movie.
funny.
Yeah.
Instead of them being all lovey peaceful, they're just running around killing everybody.
Yeah.
No, just one Care
Yeah, I was
Bear.
gonna say there's just gotta
One
be-
Care Bear with Art's face on.
You gotta call it the Terrifier.
Terrifier.
The one
I'd
with the
watch it.
heart.
Someone please.
I'd watch
make
that
a-
shit.
The
make
Care
a
Bear with the heart.
thing about that.
Care Bear with a heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of a heart, it's got a chainsaw.
Yeah, I was trying to think of what his symbol would be.
Symbol would have to be
Just a knife through the heart.
I don't know, honestly.
I don't know. The knife through the heart.
The
heart's a
horn.
pretty good
It'd be the
one.
horn.
The horn.
The horn that. Beep, 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 beep.
Oh yeah.
Like-
yeah. Yep. That's
Your
it.
impersonation was like, she did it really good, and then I did it, and it was weird, and then you did it, it was like,
Yours sounds like a duck.
Kind of reminds me of the recorder or whatever, the flute impersonation of the Jurassic
oh
Park
my god.
theme.
So fucking annoying.
It's fucking hilarious.
So funny.
dude.
So annoying.
It's so
Beautiful.
epic.
Best one is that
Oh,
that
man.
gay dinosaur.
Oh man.
That's pretty good.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. I did like it better than the second one. The first one's still really good. Got a lot of memories with that one.
Okay, Sammy Sosa.
But I don't know what to give it. Honestly, this one's like weird because there's so much gore in it that it makes it good, in my opinion. Because I feel like the second one didn't have as much gore as it because it was just that one scene.
You
I
only
also
had that
haven't
one
s-
scene. That's all you needed.
Yeah.
He got all the gore out in that one scene.
That one scene, I feel like she shouldn't have been alive still.
Legend says she's still alive.
Yeah, like she's in a grave like, guys, can't breathe down here.
Why won't you die?
They should bring her back for the fourth one.
And Art looks at her like
Maybe
puts a
she'll be the
sign.
demon.
Who?
Abby.
Art
Abby?
puts a sign on her.
Fourth one.
Why won't you die?
Oh man. She's got to stick it in the grave too because he can see, he can hear her under there like, guys,
Help.
anybody?
Just give
Been
her
out
the
here
finger
for
every time she
weeks.
talks. Like fucking die.
Oh man. No, I think I'll give this one, I don't know. I don't want to rate it too high because like the plot kind of stemmed off from the last plot too, I guess, but there was still a lot of like good comedy spots in it and everything. I'll give it a 6. I was gonna give it a 5.5, then I was like, it was kind of really funny. So I laughed the whole time we were in the theaters. Like me and Shelby were laughing. Ada was watching it with like this straight face, and then you had Laislyn curling in a ball with like a blanket. So there was that. But me and Shelby laughed through the whole thing. So I'll give it a 6.
All right. I think for me, I don't know which one of these movies are my favorite. It's really hard to pick because I like all three of them. I think they're all good movies, even if the plot is getting a little bonkers, and I don't know really where it's going. I'm not even sure Damien Leone knows where it's going. But for me, I think that it's you got to look at this movie for what it is. These are gore movies. These are gore fest movies. It's all about the gore. It's all about the shock. That's what it's about. All the plot aside, all that other bullshit aside, the storytelling, the acting, none of that matters. These movies are gore movies. That's what it comes down to. That's what they're made for. They're there for shock. And so for that, I mean, this movie does great with that. The last movie I think was better, but only because there were more time put into less scenes. They put more time into less scenes, whereas in this one, there's more death and more killing. In this one, so the gore is kind of spread out a little bit. I think the main gore was like the two in the shower, and then Santa Claus, and the one guy in the attic, like ripping his face off, was pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Just seeing his skull. But and then obviously the woman with the rats.
Oh.
The
But for the
family
most
in the
part-
beginning too.
Huh?
Yeah.
Family in the beginning.
And the get lost.
The family in the beginning, yeah. But that was more like just body parts, and the lady kind of just takes an axe to the head. Like, that wasn't really...
And the glass
I guess the guy in the bed was pretty good, too. That was probably one of the best, actually. That's it.
I
Like,
agree.
I
How
love
do you
I love the
not-
axe cutting scenes. The thud, thud. I'm like, that's
How
the
do you
best.
not
Those are some of the
notice-
best sounds in horror movie.
Yeah.
If
Horror movie. This is
Jeremiah-
like that thud whenever you hear an axe hit something or hit someone.
If Jeremiah was getting cut to pieces next to you, wouldn't you notice?
I mean, she was asleep.
I
so.
don't-
Not
care, I'd
really.
wait.
She
I mean,
just
that's-
laid down.
I'm gonna wake up.
Yeah, you're gonna wake up, but you're not gonna be like. You're not expecting somebody to be chopping your husband up next to you, so you're gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, "Oh shit," you know?
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
kind of like.
the reaction she had, yeah.
But
It
it
was
took her a
genuine.
good long minute too.
Yeah, she stayed asleep way too long. That's the only
Yeah.
caveat I would have. Like, I don't care what's going on. You're going to feel something next to you.
Yeah,
And it's
that
out of the
first
norm.
jolt that you would feel in the bed, you'd kind of like flinch and be like,
Maybe, I don't know. I guess it depends on the person you are, I suppose.
if
Um,
someone, like, whenever someone comes and sits next to me on my bed whenever I'm sleeping, it
Yeah, but I've got you
scares
flinchy,
me.
like you flinch a lot, like you're nervous right now.
That was a bad interaction. Or explanation. That was a bad
Just shut up.
example. I get it from you. Jesus.
I
Stop.
got it from watching you.
I got it from watching you. But the movie itself is not bad. It's good. I like all three of them. I don't hate any of them. I agree with Karen. I think that the movie is the plot's getting a little out there. It's getting a little. I think he's writing himself into a corner a little bit. You can tell he definitely doesn't have these movies planned out.
stuck up his sleeve, though.
I doubt it.
Stuck up somewhere.
Yeah, stuck up Art's ass. But aside from that, the gore and shit's awesome. Sienna, hold on, I gotta fucking sneeze now.
It's every time he never
I
says.
like him.
It's only when every time he comes down here, every episode.
Yeah.
He's
But
allergic
I
to
think
the
Sienna
spiders.
might be one of my favorite Final Girls now. I know you don't like her as much, and I don't think
It's
that
the
she's
movie
the
she's
best actor.
in that I don't
Yeah.
like, and so it's...
But I think she's great. I love her character, and I love her, and I think she's super pretty, and I think that it's just a badass. She's a badass, and I love it. So, and I think she fits the role, and I like it. I'm kind of glad Jonathan's dead, if he is dead,
I didn't really like
because I didn't like him.
Yeah, but I feel like he was...
Do I think he was
detrimental, I guess.
unceremoniously killed off? Yes. I think that they could have done a lot more with that. But aside from that, I'm going to give this one a 7. Yeah, I'll give it a 7. I think that's fair. And I do think it's a Christmas movie. What did Jeremiah say? Does he think it's a Christmas movie?
He didn't really say. I think he said, oh, for a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think he thought it was a Christmas movie.
I believe it is. I call it a Christmas movie.
Um,
Just like I think the last two were Halloween movies. More so the first one, obviously. Than
well,
the
you
second,
could really
but-
kind of make that argument, honestly, for most horror movies. Most, not all.
The ones
But-
that take place on Halloween, or
Yeah, like the ones that have that.
do you think
in
Trick or Treat's a Halloween movie?
Yeah.
Okay, I know.
that. No.
No.
Of course it isn't.
It's called Trick or Treat.
How dare you?
That doesn't have
sir.
anything to do
It
with
could have
Halloween.
been on
How
any
dare you,
other
sir?
day. I could have been on any other day.
Yeah, Trick or Treat.
Make it Trick or Treat on any day of the year.
We're talking about the rules of Halloween, sir. Yeah, it's Thanksgiving though.
Yeah.
It
I get treats
applies.
from people. I get pumpkin pie.
Same thing.
It's got pumpkin in it. Yeah, I don't think it's a Christmas movie. I don't understand the lore that they're trying to create, and this lore that they're creating just pisses me off. If I'm being honest. Just because the first one was so good, and like I said, I don't want to see how the cake's made. And the more I see how the cake is being made, I want to jump in and say you're doing it wrong.
The more you're,
Like,
you're losing your...
But it's like I told you, though. So the biggest deal that I have with this is like, yes, the plot is stupid and it's kind of convoluted, but it's how do you bring back a final girl without having a reason for it? You know what I mean?
Well, and that's fine. You can bring back a final girl. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind the fact that Sienna's in both of these.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't
Though, like
mind
it's just
that.
a reason to bring her back more than anything.
I just don't think
it's more.
Art
It's more of a
needs
reason,
final girl.
huh?
I don't think Art needs a final girl.
I liked it better when he didn't
He
have
doesn't.
one.
But I'm saying, like, how do you bring Sienna back?
Don't.
Well,
Well,
I'm
they-
sure that
no,
they wanted to. Though.
I don't care that they brought her back. I don't understand.
Okay, so like most movies have final girls. The Scream franchise has
Sydney.
Sydney. Fucking Nightmare on Elm Street has Nancy and Alice. They have final girls. Like, then you've got what's her face from Halloween, Laurie Strode.
Yep.
These are all. But how do you bring them back? They have to have a reason to be in the sequel. There has to be a reason that they're there. That's her reason. That's their reason for having her as a final girl. Yes, it's a little extreme, and yes, it's a little supernatural, I guess.
No, I understand that she's the final girl, and bringing her back was, I guess, the point of it. But I don't. That's not my issue with it.
I know, but I'm saying, like, that's his reasoning to have her here, and that's how she's the final girl. She's the final girl because she's the
He's
angel.
doing a
and he's the
shitty
demon.
job, is what I'm
I'm
saying.
not saying he's not. You know what I mean? But,
That's
like,
what I'm saying. That's
yeah.
why I was confused because
Yeah.
I don't care that she's a final girl. I don't think he needs one.
Have it a different.
I think. Well, no, I
story
think
to
that he could have.
I think it's cool that he's got.
something
I
with-
think that it's cool that he has a final girl.
I don't. Because
But
in the second
do I
one, he
think
just
that?
killed
Do
everybody.
I think that
There was
she
no
needs to be a final girl
survivors.
for a different reason? Yes, I think that it should be like, I don't know. Art got away and she hasn't gotten over the fact, so she's hunting him or something like that.
I don't
you
even
know?
care about the angels and demons thing. If that's where they're going with it, then that's when they're going with it. But like he's telling the story badly. He's putting dinner in before preheating the oven.
Right.
Like we've got flashbacks that would have explained things that were very important to the second plot.
Mhm.
Right.
Not so much this plot. Because we've already seen her in her outfit. We've already seen what she's supposed to be. We've already seen this sword. But
Right.
it would have been pertinent to know in the second one.
And now they're just trying to throw it in this one because everyone was questioning.
And
the
she never
second
even
one.
wears the
Correct,
outfit in the second.
right.
In the
The
third
only
one.
reason he's bringing this stuff back up is to explain problems in the second one's plot, which I think is terrible. It's terrible writing, it's terrible editing, it's terrible all the way around. And for something so great as the first one to create such a perfect villain, and he left no survivors and nothing in his wake. The only thing that was going to stop him was to be killed. And guess what? The cops didn't even take care of him. He killed himself.
Mhm.
Like, that was your perfect villain right there. And then you come back and you start to give him a backstory. I'm sorry, you can't create a backstory badass enough for that.
Mhm.
You can't. You have to create one with angels and demons to even come close. And you're doing a bad job at it. That's the problem I have as an overall
You're doing a bad job
from the second
executing
one
it.
into the third one. Now, what I will give the third one is that it closes a gap that was there. But again, I hate that you have to do that. Should have been able to do it in your standalone second movie. He puts elements into the third one that should have been in the second one. And it's just bad storytelling. I can't get around it. And I don't like it because, again, I don't date people for a pretty face. I want conversation. I want interesting things
She needs
to talk about.
substance.
Yeah, I want substance, baby. So Yeah, if there's no
You hear that,
Say
substance,
that
Jeremiah?
with a New York accent.
You must have substance. She married you.
substance, baby. I can't do that. Very
Need a
bad.
little substance, baby. I don't know how to
Baby.
do a New York accent.
Sounded like Austin Powers.
I can do a Brooklyn accent if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking
A little
for?
substance. Nah, I
You know,
can't
you
do
need
it.
substance, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway.
The substance, baby.
I'm just
So you
saying.
sound like that was Austin Powers. Substance, baby. Like that's what you sound like.
That's not my substance, baby.
I need some substance with my shag, baby.
Do accents, okay? It's not my forte.
And then, the dad in these flashbacks is saying, okay, this sword will kill any bad guy. And then, well, she stabbed him twice and nothing's happening. So I'm not sure what that sword's supposed to do to him.
His eyes glazed over. That was about it.
Yeah.
And it's-
Yeah. I hate the fact that the demon is like his tether. Or no, he's her tether, which makes him seem weaker than he should be. I'm sorry, he's been the big baddie now for 2 movies. And then all of a sudden you're going to tell me that, oh no, it's actually the little girl who was the big baddie. And in this one, Vicky's the big baddie. He's just a puppet. Like, I don't like that.
He's
No.
more like a glorified bodyguard.
Yeah, like I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. I love the gore. I thought that they do a great job with the effects and stuff. I just feel like the gore was a little bit there because they had to up the second one somehow sometimes. Like it just didn't really lend to the story like it did in the second one. I don't know.
like they're trying to cover their ass from the bad second one, is what it is.
I don't think the second one
I don't
was
think
bad.
the second one was bad. It was incomplete.
I just think he wrote himself into a corner and didn't know what he was going to do.
Well, no, it's not that. It was so many people asking all these questions about the second one. He's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I got a
that's what I'm saying.
retro."
That's
You
what
know,
I'm
I mean,
saying.
like,
It's like he's
Bad.
writing and he's like, "Fuck, where do I go from here?
Yeah, it was like
You know,
in the
what do I
second
do
one.
here now?"
In the second one,
This
he
is
wrote
cool,
down.
but what do I do?
He wrote down what his initial thoughts were for Sienna, and he was like, "She's a badass. She's got a sword, and she wears useless armor." Go.
But he didn't ask the crucial questions of like he didn't ask those questions of like, but
Correct.
and
then once those problems were brought up to him, he's like, "Oh,
Sorry, too
shit.
late.
He added more problems.
All right.
and now I got to figure out how to write myself out of that hole. And
Right, and by doing so, he created more, but they weren't as detrimental to the plot line in this one. And that, I will give them that. This is a complete movie. It can stand on its own. It doesn't need the other ones to answer any questions. I will give this movie that. I will give credit where credit is due. Yeah, that's like all I got. So I'm gonna give it a 5.
What about you, Eric? What do you think of Terrifier 3?
So, all right, I'm right there with Karen about the plot and all that, the story, the acting. I'm not a fan of the acting. The gore, I love the gore. I love the practical effects. I was really like I said. I mean, I looked that stuff up because I really didn't know if it was CGI or if it was actual practical effects, and
Mhm.
it was
The effects are
practical
probably the
effects.
best parts about this movie for sure.
So, I mean, Leon did a good job of hiring the right people to do the practical effects.
He did most of them himself.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
Huh?
not in this
Not in
one.
this one? What are
I'm
you
just
doing
saying
now?
when he hired these people to come in and do the
We didn't
practical
even
effects.
hold on. We didn't even mention that Tom Savini his little cameo during the
Who do you
during
think
the
did some of the practical effects?
huh?
Who do you think did some of the
He was
practical
in
effects?
it. Yeah,
Good.
he was part
Well,
of
he
it.
was also in the thing. He's in
Yeah,
the
he
mall.
did a cameo. in the
Yeah,
mall.
it
I love
states
Tom
in
Savini.
states in the thing I sent you where Tom Savini's part
It's
of
cool
that.
that he brought him on for that.
Yeah.
Tom Savini's like, you know what, dude?
Damien Delone does a lot of things right. That's I guess why I'm so disappointed in him. Does a lot of things right. Like you could have hired out the writer, give him your thoughts, and then
Let the writer go to town with their ideas,
Right.
and you kind of just fill in where you
or
feel like.
and here's the thing: when you had a completed product, maybe show it to a few people and see what their opinion was.
Yeah, exactly. But then again, like, I love the first one. I like the feeling that Art had no rhyme or reason why he was doing. He was just
Yeah.
doing it because he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He enjoyed killing. He was a serial killer.
Mhm.
And then you
I
come
did
in.
like that about the first
then
one.
you
There
come-
was
then you-
nothing to it. It was just he's killing people.
It's
Yeah.
terrifying when you have no idea why.
He just enjoys it. And that's why I was like, okay, we got a great thing
Villain,
going
yeah.
here. And then the second one came in with, what the fuck? Where did all this shit
we're
come
gonna add
from?
a bunch of lore.
Now we're adding demons
lore. Oh, and
and
the Terrifier is actually a
angels.
ride. It's just
It's like we're adding demons and angels, and it's like, what?
It takes something away from
Yeah,
that.
you're taking something away from what art is. From what he was in the first one. That's what everybody loved. So, going back and all that stuff, and this movie alone, I really wasn't impressed with the acting, the storyline, the plot. I was just really impressed with the makeup, the gore, and all that. So I'm going to come in at a 4 for me.
4? Okay.
Yeah.
5.5.
5.5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad. All right, let's get into the Rotten Tomatoes stuff.
Oh, I bet the critics fucking hated it.
You think?
Critics?
47.
55.
55.
No, you guys
That's
are.
okay.
I'll say 30. I'll just go with 30.
What was yours?
47.
Madison's going to take it. It is actually a 77%.
Whoa!
Wow.
Certified fresh.
Wow.
Critics'
Should've
consensus:
known.
taking an axe to Yuletide cheer and everything else in its path.
Everybody's got this thing.
Terrifier 3 is a bloody, fantastic, shocking stuffer
Stop
of
with
the
the
holiday
puns.
season.
It
Well,
needs critics to stop the puns.
all right.
I like puns.
61.
Audience.
Audience.
That's a hard 72.
I'll go 80.
Eric's gonna take it. Is an 85%.
What?
I could have told you that people loved it.
I was thinking maybe
Um,
the Christians got on
It was
that.
actually number one in
Yeah.
the country whenever it was in
We're really not
theaters.
as bad as you think we are.
I don't know. You get on TikTok, you got some crazy people on there. Okay.
There are some
Of
bad
every religion.
reviews on here. It says, here's a half star. Killing kids and chopping people up while making fun of religious stuff is not enjoyable.
It's a movie.
Those that love this movie should definitely get mental help. The director should should be taken away from making movies. He's trash.
You gotta
I don't think
understand,
this
it
is
is
your
a
kind of movie.
fictional
No.
movie. If you can't
Here's
Yeah.
another
Yeah,
half
okay.
star.
you got the mental problem.
This was my first movie from the Terrifier franchise. Well, all right.
Oops.
Why wouldn't
Whoops.
you just watch the first one?
Yeah. So I didn't know any past information or if the films were connected in any type of way, but it's the third one. All right. All right. So, sorry. So I didn't know any past information or if the films were connected in any type of way, and still don't. I'm not a fan of scary movies,
So go back
and
and
that
watch
wow,
the
you
other
chose the wrong movie to get into.
No shit.
And this
Why
and this
you
is
sitting
what
here-
I expect. This is what I expected. But instead, I just saw a movie that had gore for the sake of being gore.
That's what it is.
It just tried too much. Here's another 1 star. So scary I couldn't watch that first scene. Watch this
That was
that
lazy.
first scene. Yeah, to me was just gruesome. I had to turn off immediately.
So then don't get on there. And
I mean, yeah, like don't give it a 1 star. You didn't watch the movie.
I
Here's
can't
an,
stand it when people are like, I don't like horror movies. Then
Yeah.
why are you watching a horror
Why are
movie,
you
first of
watching
all?
the horror
And
movie?
second of all, why are you
especially
getting on
one of the
there
ones that
reviewing
you
one?
know people are saying, dude. You know
Well,
what I
why
mean?
are you getting on there and reviewing one? Second of all,
Exactly, yeah. All right, so half star. How stupid
Like me
and
getting on there
cowardly
saying-
has the movie audience become that
responding to drama shit.
I'm going to start over.
I don't give a fuck.
Half a star. How stupid and cowardly has the movie audience become that despicable horror films like this are popular? Maybe every critic and audience member
that?
who gives a movie like this a positive rating should experience in their personal lives exactly this kind of thing. What?
Ugh.
Maybe their wives and children should be slaughtered. I would like that.
Oh, but we're the fucked up ones. We're the ones that are
ego.
We're the ones that are fucked
Yeah.
up, and they're wishing death on our families.
You know what button
That
to
sounds
use,
like a
Eric.
threat to the
Use
the
it.
human population, if you ask me. Like we know it's
Fuck your
fake.
own face!
All right, so here's a another 1-star. Please read this. I love Art the Clown, okay? I think he is so funny, and I also love blood, gore, scary stuff, all that jazz, but this movie was super disrespectful to the Christian religion.
Okay, like
Hold on, it's not done. It's not done. I thought the part where he hung up the dad on the wall, the way Jesus Christ was nailed to the cross was absolutely disturbing. That disturbed you. I am a Christian, and I thought it was awful. Disrespecting religions is wrong. I would still be mad if it was someone else's religion because that's just flat out wrong.
They
So
killed
disappointed
children.
in this movie.
you're telling me
He's disappointed
You're-
in the
you're
fact that the
upset with
dad was
somebody-
hung up like, but dude, okay, so did you watch Schindler's List or anything like
that's
that?
kind of why I don't. That's what the point I was making in the beginning. None of that really matters when you're taking it into context of the movie. The only thing you could say between Schindler's List and this is that it's shock value to teach a lesson, but
I like these bracelets.
shock
Sorry.
value in this is taking place during Christmas time. So one, you're gonna get that shock, right?
And
That
you're going to
extra
get
little oomph.
religious, like, they're going to defame your religion. They're going to defame religion. He is supposed to be a demonic entity, along with the girl.
How many?
Like, and it's Christmas. Of course he's going to hang a fucking dude
But
up.
how many?
Like Christ, you know what I mean?
How many Christian themed movies, horror movies, have you watched where that is happening anyway because the demon's doing that, or
Yep.
and nobody freaks out
Exorcist,
about that?
the girl masturbates
yeah, no
with
shit.
a fucking
That's
cross.
exactly. That's where I'm getting ready to go to. Like,
That's my point. Those things are there to shock and,
They're
and
meant.
awe.
They're
Can I
meant.
have one of those?
Absolutely.
They're meant to fucking
movie.
make you feel insulted.
Here, give your daughter
It's a
some
fucking
nerves.
movie.
Can I have one more?
Thank you.
I appreciate
Of course.
All right, now I gotta chew this fucking thing.
it.
All I'm saying is that stuff is there and it has its place. Like it all has its place. That's why I bring a big bag in case anybody wants any.
I never want any. I'm not big on candy, but
I don't know.
I
it
took
keeps,
one just to make her
It
mad.
keeps my
I'm fine.
throat and everything like moisture.
Yeah.
Because this stuff is
Because
like
it
sweet.
keeps your mouth watering for more.
Right. Otherwise, I
That's
get a
what
really
she
dry
said.
throat so easily. But
yeah, Jeremiah.
That's what she said.
yeah, steady diet right there.
All that
Name of your
protein.
sex tape.
Name of your sex
That's a joke from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I had to throw
All
it
right.
in there.
All right, half star. I hope the critics who gave this movie more than a half star were paid good and weren't under oath. It's just mindless blood and gore over and over again. I don't know why they had to be under.
oath.
Yeah.
I would, dude, under
Did
oath.
we have to put our hands on Bibles before we walked into a movie theater?
Me?
Yeah, I think
would.
so. And swear that you won't lie or.
I didn't
Okay.
know that. Maybe we'll
All right,
start doing that
last
before we do
one.
our reviews.
Last one, half star. The wife and I loved the corny first two,
Everybody hold
but
hands
why
for it.
do horror films keep targeting children? We wasted $25 on Amazon buying it due to the idea it would be as decent as the others, but man, was
Why
it a
would you
huge
buy it?
letdown. We actually didn't even finish it due to kids getting slaughtered.
Can we at least get the first one on Blu-ray?
I have the first two on Blu-ray.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. We had the same issue with the new Evil Dead. What happened to good horror? Please save your time and money.
Leave Evil Dead out of this.
So they watched the first two and they didn't think that
He wasn't going to
that
try
Art
to.
was ever gonna kill a kid.
Yeah, like, did you think that was off the table? Like, Damien
Uh,
Leon has shown that he does not give a shit.
I mean, I'm just looking at it from the perspective of Art, right? Which of course is Damien Leone behind it, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I've seen this guy do some pretty fucking horrible
He
things.
shoved mashed potatoes
don't think-
in the main protagonist's mom's face after he blew her face off.
Mhm.
He shoved mashed potatoes in her face
Mhm.
as a joke.
You got mad that she didn't like
blown-up
him.
face.
Yeah, I mean, you're telling me... Oh, I mean, he chopped a lady in half
Yeah,
for fun.
with
Like, I don't-
not with a chainsaw,
And
but with
not
an actual
horizontal.
saw.
Like a hacksaw, yeah.
Not horizontally, vertically.
Yeah, he hung her up by her legs,
Badge
butt ass
first.
naked, and cut her in half.
Yeah. It took her a while to die.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
like,
she
I
made
don't
sure-
think...
She felt
He-
that for a while.
Yeah, he made sure that she could feel that.
That was the longest 30 seconds of her life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Until
And
it
for the
ended.
audience, honestly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The audience is like, oh, God. And then the second one, you gets topped with Abby, and you're like, oh, God, I never had this moment in this third one. That's probably my problem with the gore.
That's what I was
Because
trying
it
to
seems
say.
like they were trying to up the ante, but it
They
was
didn't.
just it was just like they extended it. They made every single scene
Right, we'd already
horrible.
seen
Well,
instead
that's
of-
the problem. Is like the scene with Abby. It went on for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I think
And this
the way
one, the one with the chainsaw with them in the shower, that didn't last long at all.
I think
And that
the-
was really the goriest part of the whole movie.
the way they extended it in this one was the killing of the kids. That's probably the way
Yeah,
they
it was
looked
like
at it.
the only thing they wanted to do was like a psychological
Fuck
upping
up.
the ante. Whereas like we've grown to like, what are you gonna show me? You know, and then it was like, oh, okay, well that was underwhelming.
Now
You
you're
know
gonna be
what I
like,
mean?
what are you gonna do?
The only way he could have upped it
Oh.
is by showing the kid
Alright.
dying.
Yeah, but there again, like that's not to me. That's not upping your ante. That's just at this
That's
point.
shock value.
Yeah, you're just being shock value.
Yeah.
You know.
No,
Anyway.
if they would have showed that first kid die, I would have been a lot more shocked than I was.
Yeah, because that right there sets up the whole movie. Like, oh,
I thought
fuck.
it was cooler to not see it happen, and then for her mom to walk in, and that's
That
whose
was
eyes
cool,
you see
too.
it through.
That was.
I
cool,
mean, that
too.
was cool too, but
They could have at least showed the little girl die.
I don't know.
I agree with you there.
Yeah,
If they were really
Yeah.
gonna shock us,
show the little girl dying.
Yeah, he could like. I don't know what's a good way.
but
to
I like
torture
that
little
being the
girl.
introduction to
Rip
us
her
finding out that he'll
pigtails
kill
out.
kids. Was that we didn't see him do it, but then you get to see it through the mother's eyes, which
Mhm.
is just like, oh, that's just
Because-
terrible. You know what I mean?
Right, anyone would fall to their knees for that.
Mhm.
Like that's terrible.
I think he thought that was going to hit a lot harder than it did, though. For people, anyway. Like, I think
Maybe.
he thought that people were going to hit. That was going to hit them a lot harder.
Well, it did.
It
did.
did
Really?
really.
That's the
well,
scene
it
that
hit some
everybody.
people, but for most of us, are like, there was
Well,
no
but we're
gore
3
factor
movies
there.
in by now, and like some idiots, most people have been paying attention to the first two. They know what they're in for.
That's true. Yeah. We kind of was like, all right, we're expecting this. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Is that's it, right? All right.
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
With Karen.
Director Damien Leone said that several big studios showed interest in financing this movie based on the unexpected success of Terrifier 2, even without a full script, but he turned them all down because he is certain that they would never let him film the opening scene alone, which he describes as very controversial. Leone commented that the only reason that he can be so uncompromising in his depiction of horror and gore is because he finances his movies
That's
independently,
right.
creates all the special effects himself to keep costs down, and has no big studio breathing down his neck to make the movie more
That's
mainstream.
right. Because about the time a studio snatches up this property from him and wants him to stay on, he's gonna have all kinds of different fucking producers and legal teams and everything else. All their hands are gonna be in that batter, and that's not what you want.
Yep.
That makes for a sour cookie, man.
And why a lot
Sour
of movies
cookie.
fail.
Yes.
Why a lot of movies fail.
Yep,
Agreed.
it will fail.
They
You're right.
studios used to allow directors to, hone in on their craft because they know it better than anyone.
Yeah.
Nowadays, there's just too many cookies in that cookie jar.
Yep. You mean too many hands?
Too many chiefs
Yeah.
and not enough.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, too
Too
many
many
chiefs.
chiefs.
Yeah, too many cheese.
Too many hens in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Fuck out of here. I'm cooking. Legendary makeup artist John Caglione Jr. Oops. Hold, please.
Your call is
Most
very
famous for
important.
working on the Dark Knight Joker's makeup, told Damien Leone he was a fan of Terrifier 1 and 2 and offered to work on the film, which Leone quickly accepted. So this would be the only movie that he didn't do the special effects for. Several homages from classic horror movies were in this film. Anybody remember any?
Wait, what?
Several homages to classic horror movies.
Let me think for a second.
One.
You shut your mouth when you're talking
Wait,
to me.
didn't he do a weird swinging thing like they did in Texas Chainsaw, or was that just me?
The axe had something to do with it.
It's not on here. That's all I'll say.
I
But
feel like
I can
he's-
see. Well, no, I don't know if he did though.
I don't know if he did. I might be thinking about the last Texas Chainsaw
Was
movie
the
that we
axe
watched, where he
thing
did that weird
towards
thing
like
at the end.
Friday the 13th?
No,
No.
but the axe is in here.
Okay.
I don't know.
I was
Anyone
sitting
else?
here thinking
Oh,
that
he
the axe
did.
had
He
something
did
to do with
the
the
face
bed.
thing, like from The Shining. I
Yes,
do remember
that's
that.
the very first one.
Yeah.
Good job,
Yeah.
Madison.
Thank you.
You guys gonna let her?
Let her cook. Let her cook.
Did she just show me up?
Yeah, she did.
Really?
Let her
After
cook.
you.
Let her cook.
Now I'm thinking really hard. Like, fuck, dude, I can't let my kids show me up on that.
I can't
shit.
believe you haven't said the
That's
final
probably
one.
because
know
once I
anything.
brought
The
up
final
the
one?
axe
The
thing.
final one on here.
Fuck, dude, I'm drawing a blank, man.
The window art is sitting by in the rocking chair is the same shape as the famous Amityville windows.
I was wondering about that.
Also, there is a reference to a body propped up at a window in the original Black Christmas. And the final one, the shower scene for Psycho and Scarface.
See, I've never seen any of those movies. I've only
Yeah.
seen The Shining.
The shower scene definitely makes sense. Yeah.
In an interview, Leone stated that it took 6 years to make Terrifier 2. He and his producer, Phil Falcone, were doing every job on the production and underestimated how ambitious it would become to be complete. With
I just
Terrifier
showed
3...
you love.
With Terrifier
Sorry.
3, Damien faced a new challenge of writing and completing production within a single year to meet the release date. The production barely made it on time for its September premiere at Fantastic Fest. The rat tube scene truly made Art the Clown actor David Howard Thornton nauseous, and he had to prevent himself from throwing up. Leone, in several interviews, stated the Christmas theme was directly influenced by the 1972 film and 1989 TV series adaptations of Tales from the Crypt, both featuring a story called All Through the House, about a mental patient dressed as Santa on a killing spree. This is Leone's favorite version of a killer Santa, and the cold open of Terrifier 3 is an homage to it. Which, I agree, that's literally like my favorite killer Santa, is in All Through the House.
Is it?
It is amazingly done.
I wonder if I've seen it.
It's, I think, yeah, it's in the Tales from the Crypt series, so I'm sure you've seen
Right.
that version anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was asking. If I wonder if I've seen
I'm sure
it.
you have.
I haven't
love
seen
it.
every Tales
The
from
guy who
Crypt
played
episode.
Dr. Giggles plays
He-
the Demented Santa,
I think I have
and it
seen
is
that.
amazing.
I think I have seen
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah, and the mom from, I think it was the mom from Monster Squad, played the lady.
I think I have seen this. Goddamn. I bet whenever I see it, I'm like, holy fuck, I have seen this
Yeah.
before.
It is really
Maybe one of
good.
them situations.
Love it. In one scene, a woman is reading a book called The Ninth Circle by an author called
Mhm.
Rosemary Castevet.
That's actually one of his first movies.
Was it?
Damien Leone, he directed a...
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Oh, sorry.
No, this is a reference to both the original short film where Art the Clown first appeared, The Ninth Circle.
Oh,
I
was it?
didn't. Yep.
I didn't know it was
the
the Ninth Circle.
I
She
thought
was
it was
reading
all
it, and
Hallows
I was like, okay. But then I'm going like through his like filmography, and I'm like, the Ninth Circle. I was like, and it said that he directed it and all that. I was like, holy shit. I was like, so I didn't know if it was like a
I
book.
didn't. I thought he was the first movie Art was in was All Hallows Eve. I had no idea I didn't even know about the Ninth Circle. But anyway, so that
interested
was
in watching
apparently that was where Art first shows up, is in
I
the
kinda
Ninth
wanna
Circle.
watch it.
I know, right?
How long is it?
I don't. It's a short film. It doesn't say
It's
how
a short
long.
film,
I'll
so
look it
probably
up.
like 20,
Maybe an
30
hour or
minutes,
so.
Yeah.
And Rosemary's Baby, which features the titular character Rosemary and also characters with the surname Castevet. In an interview with the New York Post, Christian...
Could you imagine if you went back and watched the Ninth Circle and it actually extended on his like lore?
And it didn't have anything to do with what was happening in the movie.
Yeah, nothing to do with
It's
like
11 minutes.
Oh.
11.
Yeah, and he's the first image to pop up too.
Could you imagine if it was like part of his lore, like Art the Clown's lore that actually goes in with this movie?
Yeah.
Did you watch that shit and you're like, hold on a minute.
Yeah, he's
I
up
can
here
fit
the
this in.
corner of the thing.
Yeah, he's in the art, on the original artwork, yeah.
Hmm.
In an interview with the New York Post, Christian Tinsley and Jason Baker, the lead makeup artists on the film, said they used several 55-gallon drums of blood on the film, with 20 gallons being used just for the infamous shower scene. The shower scene was the final sequence filmed, and the production ran out of blood while shooting and had to go to local stores for supplies to make more. This outgrossed Terrifier 2 within its first weekend of release. First film in the series to not feature special effects done by Damien Leone, the production team used two makeup teams, Oscar-winning Tinsley Studios and the Tom Savini and Jason Baker-led Colosseum Studios. Savini cameos in the film as a civilian witness on the news. Two distribution sources noted that DreamWorks Animation and Universal's The Wild Robot saw a noticeable bump.
Now hold on, you could call that an homage to Dawn of the Dead, because he does the same thing in Dawn of the Dead.
He does.
The Zack Snyder one,
Mhm.
where he talks about like you got to shoot him in the head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
you
mean
could.
that's kind of an homage too, because he does the exact same thing.
Yeah, you could for sure.
See, I should have called that one out. One that they didn't even fucking know.
He's so.
That and I'm a Tom Savini. I love Tom Savini, dude.
Who doesn't? Tom Savini.
Practical effects, fucking god, right there, dude.
Mm-hmm. Two distribution sources noted that DreamWorks Animation and Universal's The Wild Robot saw a noticeable bump and speculate that teenagers and young teens bought tickets to that film and then snuck into Terrifier 3. According to media outlet Lad Bible, the first official screening for the film had 9 confirmed walkouts by the end of the opening scene.
Suckers.
Damian Leon reported that he had been in talks with legit Hollywood
Do you think they asked her for
studios.
refunds?
Probably.
You think they got them?
No.
Depends on when they walked out. I would think.
No, fuck that. You paid for the movie. You went into the movie. No refund. That's how I see it. And also, that just makes me feel better about my movie if you walked out of that bitch. Not out of like that you hated, not that you hated it because
It
of
just
like
made you that
it just made you
uncomfortable.
that nauseous or that you
I did
Uneasy.
my job.
uneasy. Yeah, I
I
did
think
my
that,
job as
I
a horror
think that
director.
after having, 2 movies ahead of this, if you are just walking into this one blind, that's on you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
on
no
you,
shit.
100%.
I could understand like the first movie,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah,
after
or
that,
even the second, because like some people don't even know.
I mean, you have to know.
It said Terrifier 2, though. It wasn't like Terrifier the Beyond or something like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, it
Terrifier,
literally-
the beginning.
You already know that people walked out of Terrifier 1 throwing up. It was a big thing. So, I mean, you know what you're getting yourself into
Right.
after that.
It's not like
So
it
it's
was
on you after that
Terrifier
point.
Reborn, like,
Yeah.
Regardless, it's Terrifier. It's
which would have been a totally.
It's true. Like if you walk into a sequel,
thing.
like dude, you know what you're getting into, and if you don't, you're a fucking moron.
Yeah.
You should have
That's on
watched the
you.
first one at home.
Right.
Because think about it, he was reborn.
I
And
feel
the
like that's
second
going to
one,
be
yeah,
a
I
running
guess he
theme.
was, yeah.
Yeah. He was in talks with legit Hollywood studios who had shown an interest in funding the film. But after reading the first 5 pages, I knew they weren't going to let me make this movie the way I wanted. That's how insane Terrifier 3 is. Okay, I just have to say this. How full of yourself are you that you're creating
Yeah.
hype where, I mean, like, there's so much hype around this movie that it's just, like, kind of unbelievable at this point. Like, 30 people threw up the first night. Really? 30? Okay. It's...
I don't know about all that.
It's like the hype
yeah.
behind this shit anymore.
Yeah, that's
uh,
insane to me because I'm like, dude, there are far worse movies out there
Mhm.
than this. You know what I mean? Like, wasn't it Masters of Horror? There was an episode where like the dude was literally rolling through a river of dead babies. Like it was
I
dead
knew
babies.
I believe that
Something
was
like that.
Master.
I think it was
Masters of Horror,
an episode
yeah.
of Masters of Horror, and that's just like there are so many things like the audition, things like that. Like,
Oh,
there are
yeah.
movies that go extreme,
way above.
way above this. This is just gore, dude. This is
This
literally
is-
And a couple of kids.
This is mainstream gore.
Yeah.
As far as like it can go, I guess. But,
yeah.
like,
I mean, yeah, it's as far as it can go, but like this isn't like yeah, okay, it's gory and some parts are disgusting, but like there's worse things out there. Like what was that one movie? That girl, she literally gets raped in an alley, and they show all of it.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Fuck, because it's done backwards or whatever.
Yeah, and it's a fucked up movie, and that's a movie that really makes you uneasy. Don't tell
When
me that
Jeremiah
this
watches
is,
this, you're gonna say that, and he's gonna immediately say the title, and I'm gonna be like, "Fuck you."
I know I don't know what.
I know,
can't
I do
remember.
too. But he'll immediately know it. That's
But, like,
that's
yeah.
that's how he is.
But that's what
Oh,
I'm saying. Like that movie is going to make you far more uneasy than Terrifier will ever
Mhm.
ever
Is it a
do.
horror movie?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
That's a
yeah,
thriller.
it's a thriller
It's like
because
a thriller, psychological thriller.
yeah, psychological thriller.
But like I'm like thinking like there are far worse movies than that, and you know what I mean.
I agree.
Last
Last one.
fucking Human Centipede. How about that shit?
Oh,
that
yeah.
movie makes me so uneasy.
Yeah,
so uneasy.
for sure. In the
South
scene,
Park's
The
version of it.
Accused.
Oh, I'm gonna shit no.
No, it's
The
a
Book of Revelation.
Fuck is
no,
nasty
It's a
shit.
foreign film.
And-
MS-45.
No.
In the scene involving the character
Gutterballs.
Burke, played by Chris Jericho, he is using a cup with the Stone Cold Steve Austin logo on it.
Yeah.
I thought that was
I thought
funny.
it was funny.
Oh, Miss 45.
That's it.
Is it an older movie?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's from the 90s, I think.
Nightmare
Or
Alley.
early 2000s. No. Stop trying. I don't care.
Yeah,
Right
because
now.
you're not gonna.
Huh?
No, you're not gonna find it. Probably, if you got whatever you Googled with the right words, you'd have found it already.
Yeah.
It's pretty infamous.
Yep. All right.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
It's in the box,
Lost
Karen.
Boys.
Really?
No.
No, there's like a shit ton of them.
Ninja Turtles?
I can't access the whole box. There's like a shit ton of them on the other side.
That's probably where the Ninja Turtles are.
Deadpool.
Oh.
The
Which one is this?
Second one.
Is it? I thought it was Deadpool.
Be the second one, right? We've
Uh,
already done the first one.
I know. We've
I
done
know
the
it's on
first
Disney, whichever it is.
So I'm pretty sure this would be the second one because I'm pretty sure we
Yeah,
already did the
it's
first
the second one.
one. Is Deadpool and Wolverine in there?
Yeah.
Well, all the sequels will be in there. So
Have
Or
we
Deadpool.
added the newest sequel in there though?
Man, I kind of don't want to watch Deadpool.
Do you want to try a different one?
No,
Can we try and get
that'd
the
be
Ninja
that'd be
Turtles?
cheating.
Huh?
So
That'd be cheating.
That'd be cheating.
But it's like, what do you want for Christmas, Karen?
Or how
What do
about
I want for
this?
Christmas?
Yes.
We give Madison a Christmas present. We do the Ninja Turtles.
Please, for the love of
That's
God.
fine by me. Let's put this back in there.
Let's do that. We're gonna do the Ninja Turtles
Y'all
next
better
week.
find it.
We've done enough horror movies and comedies and all that stuff. Let's do an old school fucking 80s movie, Ninja Turtles.
I have
With
been
great
waiting
practical
for
effects.
so long. This
The
is best
first-
Christmas
So great that
Ninja-
you can see their eyes. When they
Yeah,
open
it
their
came out
mouths
in like
wide enough.
1992, 99, 98,
Nah.
97.
Oh man, it's going to take me a
92.
minute. To
I
find
think it
this
came
one.
out in 91. No.
I want to say 92.
No, it was earlier than that. I think it was 80.
Was it in the 80s?
89. I want to say 89. It was whenever the first Ninja Turtles came out.
Was it?
I'm almost
1990.
Oh.
90? Because
Yeah.
I know the third one came out in 92.
No, not
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 1990. It is streaming. It's only for rent.
I have them on Blu-ray.
I used to have them on VHS.
Old.
We used to have
What,
a VHS at
Betamax?
mom's, too.
right.
Had all three of them.
I love them. They get worse as they go, though. Let's face it. All right,
I have
so
not watched any of those in like so many years. Probably since we were little.
Yeah,
man, you're
the first
missing
one I
out.
haven't seen in forever.
I think the third one was the least amount. I don't think I liked that one as a kid.
I still like the third.
Which one
Everybody
is that
hates
one?
it. That's the one
Is
where
that
they go
the-
back in time to Japan.
Oh yeah, they're wearing like
That's
those,
the third
yeah.
one.
That's
Yeah,
that
it's
might be the
China.
worst one, but still
I
fun,
love it.
man. It's
I
still
love that
fun.
one.
Yeah. I was
Turtles
like,
in time.
yeah.
I watched the first one the most, and then I watched the
First
second
one's
one
the shit. The
sometimes.
first one's the best one.
Yeah, and then
Everybody likes the second one because of like Tokar and Razor and all
Yeah.
the ooze and stuff. I'm like, but dude, like, they don't
can't
actually
beat
even
the first
fight the
one.
Shredder.
I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever seen the second one.
What?
Really? That's probably the most popular one.
Yeah.
I've seen the first one. I remember them like, you know,
The guy that
Pete's
played
dude's late.
Super Shredder was
You know?
That was Kevin Nash.
Kevin Nash.
Yep, Kevin Nash.
Nope.
No?
I've
Wow.
seen
Hey,
that
look,
All right.
wearing a
I've seen
Ninja
the third
shirt,
one.
too.
I'm wearing
It's
the
an
shirt.
Omen.
Woo woo.
Woo, woo.
Fuck your Christmas. Here's my Christmas colors. Turtle power, baby.
Karen's wearing red. I'm wearing red. Karen's red and white, red and green. White.
And
It's
black,
Christmas.
of course.
Yeah, it's okay though.
What?
Black.
Like I said, I'm looking like I'm going to a funeral.
Yeah.
That's okay.
All right, next week we are going to do the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990. Don't forget. Check out them socials.
It's okay because Dad looks like a dad. So
Dad
Put
looks,
that cookie down!
Dad looks like a dad.
yeah, Dad, put the cookie down.
Okay.
Trying too hard.
All right. Anyway, next week Ninja Turtles. Be there, be square, or whatever. I don't give a fuck.
You do you, boo.
Did
You
we
do
put
you, boo.
Deadpool back in the box?
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
All right. Well,
Bye,
see you
guys.
Bye.
Shit.